Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Live for Speed Endurance Series presented by LFS France and operated by New Dimension Racing. We are live on Twitch and YouTube for the finale here, Kyoto, Japan, for the 3 hours to round off what has been a very exciting season dating all the way back to September, where there was the practice race at Blackwood, and then we got going properly at Rockingham for the 2 hours way back in October. So it is fantastic to be back to round off this season, and the commentary team is myself, Eoin Harmon, with Kieran, Redman and Adam Sears beside me, and of course Pete Butcher will be providing broadcast support throughout the 3 hours. So Kieran, I'll start with you. How have you been keeping?
Been keeping very well, thank you. I've had my grip firmly around the Ronnie's Tuesday Fun race, but always good to switch it up every now and then for the finale of the LFS Endurance Series. Should be a good one here around Kyoto.
And Adam, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I love an endurance race, and this track looks absolutely mega. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, you better believe it. Yeah, Kyoto is very much the pilgrimage of Live for Speed. If certainly Blackwood is the home, then in my opinion Kyoto is where you go for your annual pilgrimage. It is a fabulous facility here in Live for Speed, and we're going to be using part of the oval as well, so the custom layout will certainly bring out the best of our drivers as they head into the infield. So the first sequence of corners surprisingly tight there, so you've got to be extremely careful, particularly at the opening segment of the race. And then you'll head towards the first split line into the right-hand hairpin. Nice sweeping complex before the parabolica in reverse. We're used to going around it on the left, but now we're turning to the right for it. And then we have the final very, very dangerous hairpin and chicane complex before returning to the oval. So it really is a case of nothing can be taken for granted around Kyoto, Kieran.
Absolutely cannot. You have to be on your game 24/7, particularly over the 3 hours as well. But looks like we've got some qualifying results up on the screen right now involving our Prototype 2 category.
We certainly do, and it's Gerard Fornieles for MRC who has secured the pole position, dating back to when the server was open and you could just jump in and set lap times in your own leisure. Carlos Montejitas for Yes Motorsports has lined up in second position there. So it's a case of, yeah, it's just that car needs to see the checkered flag just to crown itself as the champion. And Gabriel Lara in the 5 car has secured a P3 there. Very, very close though, just a couple of tenths in it for all the preparation. Stevie McDykel, Matthias Luengo, Cam Thomas Lahai, Emmanuel Cabral, Enzo Marquez, and Eric Topal complete the top 10. Alexis George, Ian Ma, Leonardo Valenzies, and Roni Krompush are the remaining prototype runners. And for GT3, we have a swap. Gabor Gyor has moved Yes Motorsports into the GT3 category to try and shake things up a bit, but Alexis Loudons was qualified in P2, so they've already won the title with Renesis, so they are the new champions. Miguel Monsalve is third, with Highwash Sinner in fourth. Stephen Martin in P5 there in the SM Racing team, so the era of our 1 year title reign is over. Cesar Villarreal, Benjamin San Martin, Robin Hossi, Daniel Buck, and Donald Finnair complete the top 10. Then we've Javier, Felipe Gonzalez, Ray Rodriguez, Nicole Marin, Joaquin Diaz, Cyril Basset, Thibaut Miko, Yosel Ortiz, Greg Paulos, and Ivan Raya completing qualifying. But of course, not everybody will be in attendance, so we'll confirm that as things go. And one last time was set there, Uriel Senna for Radlands Racing, I think that is, or Radiance Racing. Sorry, Radiance, beg your pardon, so didn't quite see the eye there. Anyway, that is how things have moved along. So of course our classes, we're multi-class with LMP2 prototypes. The beautiful mod here by Ken Block 30 in collaboration with Bayor, SS GTA Max, and Faku 23. So 604 brake horsepower, 930 kilos. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. They'll be trying to vie for the top honors, but of course GT3 is where you go if you want to see variety as displayed here. We've got a Porsche, we've got the BMW M4, the Ford Mustang, the Audi R8, which will sound particularly impressive with the V10, and many more. We should have McLarens, Ferraris, and plenty of others on display. Here we go, on to page 2. Yeah, there we go. The McLaren, the Ferrari, and the Mercedes are all available to choose from. And I know, Adam, as well, we've discussed these GT3s in particular and how they can really provide a very equal and exciting fight despite the fact there's such variety.
Yeah, the balance performance is really impressive with this, and also I love that you've got such a difference in engine, same as real life, but they can still race each other, like you were saying. So I think that's something really special with this GT3 class.
Yeah, without a doubt. So yeah, the big news there is Gabor Gyor moving down. It is permissible within the rules to take on GT3 despite the fact you started the championship in Prototype 2. So here's a look at the Drivers' Championship with Darius Versinskas on top with 88 points. Gabriel Lara want to try and nab that title away in P2 on 79. Carolus Montjesus, the Paul Sitter, has 75 points, and Slevy McDykel, aka Johnny SVK, is on 68. And moving on to the second page, 25 drivers in all have at least 1 point, and we're just about to enter the formation lap. So yeah, very important stuff here. Before we do, maybe a couple of minutes actually, sorry. Cars are on circuit, so we'll wait for the signal. It could be ready to go. So the briefing was nice and quick. So there we go, our beautiful layout there, the Le Mans style formation with everybody in the pits. So away we go. Stuart Baker will be the safety car driver responsible for the prototypes, and then we've got River driving the second safety car, who will lead Gabor Gyor and the rest of the GT3s away next. There it is. You can see the gap coming in just a moment. Yeah.
We also mentioned is that there are different points for drivers versus teams, and in the teams, that 72 team has 100 points versus the number 5 79. So that is possible to overturn. But it's kind of like Kieran mentioned in the pre-show before we started. That's a mighty thing to try and overcome. Because I think it's 25 points for first place, same as F1 start points. So basically, they need to only score 4, and then the number 5 car would have to get maximum points. So that's going to be a tricky one.
It really, really is, Adam. It's going to be a mountain to climb, but 21 points is not impossible. We can have this overturned, no doubt. Saturn Esports are in second place with 79 points, and Yes Motorsports sit atop the pile with 100. 21 points buffer. They have the margin, and they are on pole as well with the Saturn Motorsports drivers in P3 on your screen there as well. But this is endurance racing, and we have seen races won and lost at both the early and late stages of these races. So we will be sitting right on our heels for the next 3 hours. But Carlos Moriotis in the number 72 machine will lead them away, and he has put himself in the best position possible to wrap up this championship this evening.
And while we're forming up, Kieran, if I'm remembering correctly, we've got a Bathurst-style nighttime start that goes into the day as we go through the race. So that should look quite spectacular a little way when we still get that sunrise coming.
Yeah, that's correct, Adam. And you can see how aggressive everybody's warming their tires, because it will be chilly to start off until the temperatures begin to rise. So these prototypes especially, very, very aggressive. So now we're back on the oval here. One last
lights are
turn
out
before they go on the start-finish straight. So safety car lights are out. So Stu will enter pit lane and allow Carolus to lead the line. He's preferred the left side of the grid here. So there we go. Lights must be on. It's strongly preferred, so it's better just to obey that directive and get going for some safe but exciting racing here. It's such a tight little gap there that everybody has to obey. It's very, very condensed despite the space you have on the high line on the oval curve. So Stewart will now merge into pit lane, waiting for the call for Mendior to go racing for 3 hours, starting with the prototypes. Long, long wait. Nearly.
Green
and there
flag,
it is. Green flag. We're away for 3 hours.
They're fanning out a little bit here as well. Just try and find some track real estate for themselves. Quite wide, so they can sort of do whatever they want through this banking section.
Very NASCAR-esque, everyone taking various different lines. Some cars going to the high line, some staying in the middle. And we cast our eyes back to the GT3 cars who are ready and waiting for a move. It looks like Torn is making a move around the outside there. Real big squeeze there in the middle. They're all getting through away. Just about.
Green flag GT3s.
GT3s are underway.
In this field. There quite a few of them missed the start. It looked like they sort of dropped back.
Yeah, and Alexis Loudons and Gabor will... Oh, there's a huge crash! Rodriguez has rolled it, and it's sent everybody spearing into the barrier. Marin's involved, Paulos is involved. That's a safety car, 100%.
Yeah, it's realistic things here. You have to, if your car is upside down like that, you have to wait. You can't just make your car vanish. You have to wait for race control to turn up with a course car and either recover you or
Safety car. We have a car upside down. Oval turn 1.
Attempts at recovery there.
Oval turn 1.
I don't envy Nico Pantola there, so he's part of the recovery.
LMP2 contact.
Oh no!
They went off.
Oh gosh!
Looked like they just didn't quite notice people slowing down. Someone seems to have stopped back there.
My words, yeah, that's a confusing situation. All right.
But these GT3s are going to come up on that stop pack of LMP2 shortly as well.
Yeah, heavens me, this is quite a start. I know it happened at West Hill as well. We had the car go upside down underneath the bridge, which would be a terrible situation in any circumstance, but to have it happen on lap 1, definitely heartbreaking for all the hours of preparation. But yeah, we're under safety car conditions, and no doubt about it, there will be damaged vehicles that need to be repaired. I'm sure the majority of these prototypes won't be too concerned about pitting just yet. They'll just get some fuel saving done and keep those tires in check. So poor old Rodriguez in the number 24 is upside down and will have to retire. So Ray Rodriguez
that's not a stuck throttle as well. That doesn't look great, does it, with the wheels spinning?
No.
And with all that chaos as well,
stay high, Ronnie. Stay high. Don't go that close to the wreckage.
Yeah, with all that chaos as well, we've obviously got Baptiste Ueza, who was the unfortunate prototype involved in that incident. He's gone all the way to the back of the grid, P27 for the 995 machine. But big for our championship, the Saturn Esports car is up to P1 with Gabriel Lara as well, which is huge, with Carlos Matioitis down in P2 as well. So again, they've been able to capitalize right off the start and get themselves in the position they need to. We've got a car off as well,
the car
ahead as well.
Damage, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, well, we had We had the big one, obviously, right at the start there on the banking, involving all of our GT3 cars, damaged throughout the field, no doubt, and that is just one of them there. So we've got a real mix of cars here, but the GT3 cars that made it through unscathed are now on the back of the prototype cars, boys.
Yeah, it's not ideal to have a while you've got one incident, having another incident with that car suspension pulling off the track as well. That's not going to be great for the organisers. They have to try and split their focus on two separate parts of the track here and make sure everything's safe.
We'll take a moment to also acknowledge that the fastest lap of the race currently sits with a GT3 car. Probably the last time that'll happen all race. But it's good for Gabba in P1, no doubt. And there's Steve Martin on screen as well in the 67 machine, who looks like he got through fairly cleanly, touch wood.
Well, I mean, also, given that we haven't had an actual lap, I think the organisers might be having a quick gander at that to make sure that was a safely done fastest lap, rather than I'm just going to ignore all the yellow flags and ping it fastest lap, especially with that field we saw backed up earlier as well. You'd hope that's not going to end up with a penalty, but I'm sure it'll get looked at.
I'd have to double check the NDR rulebook there, Adam, but I suppose you are just allowed to get to the start finish as reasonably safe as possible. You don't have to slam on the brakes. It's more the virtual safety car where you have to slow down immediately and wait for the signal to go again. But I think you can get to the start finish at a reasonable, safe pace and get back to the line. So that's how Gabor probably had the extra advantage. But it's not too big of a concern. But at least Ray Rodriguez has been able to rejoin with the go-ahead from the NDR race control. So that will allow him a second chance at the race. One lap down, I suppose. But yeah, I'm sure he's grateful that he gets that second chance and he can keep fighting away. And now Baptiste Weze in the 995 is down way at the back here. I presume to start a pit lane. So
I did see a P2 unlapping themselves on the GT3 field, which obviously you'd expect that. You don't want split grids, but just can see that people are getting that organised while we're under, not waiting for everyone to be sorted and then trying to get the packs organised as well, doing everything together. It's good to see.
Yeah, so we'll be single file upon the restart. Lap of the cars that pitted during the safety car will be checked and added after the restart. So everybody who may have lost a lap could get it back if it's deemed appropriate. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye out on. Yeah, the situation will hopefully.
It's such a long run to that first corner along the banking as well. That single file run is just going to be, we're probably going to end up with a big pack bump drafting until they all fan out for the braking zone, I would guess, which would be exciting to see.
Certainly will. So we're just waiting for everybody to rejoin the queue. Nearly everyone is present and accounted for, I think. There's just one car by itself.
Yeah, just waiting for a couple of GT3s to catch up, but just hearing there as well. But Gabriel Lara has put himself where he and his team need to be. Maximum points on offer in the early stages of the race, keeping those tyres warm, leaving to the left and the right-hand side. Just noting the livery on that LMP2 machine there, Adam, looks very similar to the colour scheme you've shown me on your helmet render.
Yeah, I quite like. I was wondering why I quite liked it, but that would explain it, wouldn't it? Yeah,
it just clicked in my head. I was looking at it. Yeah, I just clicked it, looked at it, and I was like, that reminds me of Adam's helmet.
Restart next time. Bye. Restart next time.
Bye. Yeah, I do enjoy a yellow and pink combo.
And the signal from Jonathan Palmer is restart next time. Bye. So it'll be lap 6. That racing will officially restart. So this will be lap 5 for race leader Gabriel Lara as he crosses the line right about now. There he goes. So we've one last lap to prepare everything. Dawn is certainly breaking through around Kyoto now. So that will mean we're almost ready to get back to action. And the oval does present a great opportunity to warm the tyres back up here, Adam. So you've got to make the most of it while you've got it.
Yeah, so two things I was pondering there. The first one, I do quite like that French liveried Audi RA, but also the main point that I was actually thinking that's actually a thing to think about is, are they splitting the LMP2 and the GT3 field again, or are they going to go as they are right now? Because I'm not seeing a second safety car there.
Yeah, River was just a temporary safety car for the very beginning of the race, but they're all going to be in a single queue this time about. So
Well, that'll be interesting to see how the
Yeah.
horsepower difference goes then with the obviously because the LMP2 they're going to have the probably a bit more downforce than GT3, so maybe you might end up with a GT3 having to go and LMP2 on the restart. Especially if Gamble can get the launch correct versus some of the people in front of them.
I just saw a tag in the back that was withstood there by Suono Alsaki, who took a bit of a bump off Vauclair, but thankfully that didn't cause any lag spikes to occur and anything horribly heartbreaking under safety car. So we were all able to put that to one side and move along, and we're heading to the final 5 corners now. Yeah, lights are off.
I do not envy
safety
our
car.
photography director here, trying to get all these cars in shot on the restart.
Know how hard Chris McElroy has worked on all of our cameras. We have a gigantic variety to choose from, and here's one example looking from the grandstands at the hairpin, and one of the most difficult overtaking points on our calendar, the double apex. If you can get it absolutely correct, then you're flying, but if you get it wrong, then you're going to cause a lot of unnecessary contact for yourself and your opponent. So that's where we need to watch in particular for any heroic or silly moves, depending on how it goes. So everybody's now on the back straight. Safety car line has been met, and we're waiting for the green signal. A great getaway from Gabriel Lara, and it's gone.
Was that 4th place jumping 3rd there?
Green.
We are green and go, and you are correct, Adam. 4th place, jumping up to 2nd, before the 3rd, apologies, before the line there. So the stewards will definitely be taking a look at that for the moment. Either a bit of ingenious play from the rule book or some controversial moments caught on camera there. And we have cars screaming into turn number 1, 3 wide on the banking in our prototype category. But we ride on board with Gabba with the fastest lap so far. Our leader is still Gabriel Lara, who leads the way. Torn is back in the pack fighting, followed by Luengo there as well in the Visa Red Bull livery style thing there. Now we've got GT3 cars screaming through the chicane and through the left hand. We've got a spinner in front, that's Weze. The race has gone from bad to worse for Weze. The 995 machine cannot get this going.
No, his opening laps have been ones to forget, I'm afraid. The tyres still pretty chilly on all of our cars. We had a great run to the sweepers now. Carlos doing his best to keep up with Gabriel, and on board from the roof camera here. This is one that really tickled the sensations here. If you can't get close before things get a little bit too tense. So other side-by-side battles are taking place across the grid, one of which is Ronnie.
Ready for wide.
A bit high there. Yeah, he's going to struggle to keep that in the boundaries, but great pass. And Alexis George will be pleased with that one.
Yeah, that was excellent work. That was just waiting for Ronnie to make a mistake, then made sure as they dived it down the inside, they didn't run into the side of them, didn't make any contact, just kept it clean. That was lovely.
It was really well done there. Roni Krompush tried to turn in to meet the apex late and saw an LMP2 car blocking his way, and George has got that position all sewn up, and we've got side by side in the back as well. Fornielis versus McDykel here on the banking. He goes high, does Fornielis there. Oh, big sweep across. What a move there. Brilliant work. That was fantastic from Torn there, from the Team Sonoris machine. Brave as you like. Fantastic from the 313 driver.
My.
That just happened.
Yeah, that is incredible. And that certainly helps Cam along his way. He's entering the very high stakes positions now. Let's see who he gets on, but back on board with Carlos. And now we switch to Luengo. Yeah, this is battle with LaHaye. And yeah, these prototypes with their downforce really will grip through those beautiful sweepers. Oh, there's the contact.
They both held that.
Oh, that's a big rescue job there. But now George and Krompush will see what's going on there, and they'll close the gap down.
A real big heart-and-mouth moment there. Marquez just touching the rear of Luengo in the 69 machine, and both of them managing to keep it pointed in the right direction, but contact will not help their race. We've got a battle between Radiance Motorsport at the rear there, 3 cars all scrapping away, and Roni is looking to make moves as well now as we ride on board with him, looking to go around the outside of Georges. Not able to do it on the banking, but he will have the superior run. We look at the French Tricolore on the spoiler there. Roni Ronnie Krompush getting up close and personal and riding alongside now. Elects to go to the high line through turn number 1. The big sweep banking there. Cuts back to the inside. Can't get the momentum, but Miles will sit in the draft for turn 2 here. Sweeps down, breaks late. Beautiful stuff from Ronnie Krompush. Absolutely textbook.
Yeah, the prototypes are really digging in now as we get some momentum on our sails.
There'll be a run here
wind
as
in
well.
the sails. So, yeah, a chance for a fight back is coming potentially. George will stick fairly far away from the apex in comparison to Ronnie. So, advantage to Krompush for now. And
Yeah, I thought they
about
got
half a second.
It, but just clearly dropped it back off goal and missed an apex there as well, so it'll be great for them.
Yeah, that'll help him out somewhat. Marion is not in a fight for position there, but we're looking at Sinner now for Baguette Racing Team. Doing very, very well at the moment to pick up 3rd position in the early goings. A little bit of grass kicked up there. And he has a reasonable advantage over Hossie. Now, the class leader, Gabor Gior, making the switch down to GT3s, giving the champion Loudons a bit of a shock here. It's like, yeah, I've been so dominant, and now somebody who has been better than me in the very early goings, the first 15 minutes or so, it's like, I'm not used to this, guys. What do I do?
He's going to have to really work hard here. It's all for pride, this. Championship already sewn up for Alexis Loudons in 2nd place in the GT3 cars as well. But Gabba is giving him a real test in the final round here of the Live for Speed Endurance Series. But Careless has caught all the way back up now to Gabriel Lara in 1st place. The fastest lap sits with the Yes Motorsports driver, Motiotis there. You can see him on the screen now with the red and black machine. The yellow, pink and black machine of Gabriel Lara is up ahead for the moment. Through the chicane they go, through the right and the left. Now back to the right again, swinging it as fast as they possibly can there. Both of them have been evenly matched throughout this championship. They've been inseparable, which is why these are the last 2 contenders for this championship. Big points on offer, but at the moment, Motiotis will still wrap up the championship for Yes Motorsports, but Gabriel Lara needs to hang on to as many points as possible. This is nothing short of a must-win situation for the Saturn Esports driver.
Yeah, like I say, the only thing Lara can do is just win and hope something happens, because that's their only chance. They just have to win and just keep that position, and then just hope someone else can challenge 72 or something happens, or there's a mistake or something. Obviously, they won't wish for it to happen, but that's their only chance of getting a win.
Of course, yeah, endurance racing can be so dramatic at times. A clear narrative can be completely destroyed in a matter of seconds. But here's a look at the fight. Luengo using off the grass and the apron. That would be an off the circuit overtake. Might be frowned upon here by Andior. Either way, there's a chance for Lahai to fight back using the actual tarmac. And it's similar to what we saw earlier on. But the move, grip, compromise there using too much curb. And almost through Luengo off the track. So 0 pace, just crying inside. That's a lie. He's doing very well.
You can't really... Sorry, go on, Kieran.
I was just going to say this, if you look up the definition of aggression in the dictionary, you'll just see a photo of Luengo behind the wheel, because that was feisty. And there is no doubt in my mind that Lahey is not going to take that lying down. He's going to get back on fighting terms as quickly as possible, but all guns blazing from Luengo. And what a barrage of attacks there. Off the track, full defense, big squeeze, and running him as wide as humanly possible. Luengo is taking no prisoners in the number 69 machine as he looks to solidify P6 and get down the road towards McDykel, who's just up ahead of him.
I'd argue the way to find a picture of Matthias Luengo behind the wheel is Google Cookie Monster.
Oh yeah, remember that. Nice helmet design, but anyway, we'll see how things pan out as the race is well and truly underway after that safety car incident that required Rodriguez. There it is.
I was hoping our direct would find that one, and they have.
Yeah. The cookies are the breakfast of champions here, so nice morning meal before racing. And then, of course, I was just going to say, Rodriguez is running again after being flipped back onto his wheels. Oh, that was a close call there.
Very squirrely for choices there, and you can see Lauren is just pulled away now, but on the brakes. it's going to yo-yo for quite a while, I think.
No, these two are not letting anything go. It is no holds barred. Big championship implications between these two drivers. 21 points separates second place Yes Motorsports, who you're looking at right now, from Saturn Esports, who are 21 points behind Careless Motiotis there. Motiotis looking to solidify the championship this year. Lara has all of the work to do with the Saturn Esports team, but currently they're in the best position possible, picking up maximum points, 25 on offer for the win. He is looking for some help to try and get his team back to the top of the championship. Fastest lap of the race going the way of Torn in P4, not just putting in fantastic overtakes as we saw a few moments ago, also putting in some very quick laps. Keep an eye on them as a dark horse for the championship. Forniella still holds on to third, with McDykel picking up P5 for the moment. It's Gabba leading the way in GT3, with Alexis Loudons champion-elect for this year in P2, and Sinner is in P3 in the GT3 machinery. Baptiste Dueze has had a nightmare start to the race. That's why he's so far down, trying to get back up the order. There's a long way to go. Keep an eye on them for some points later on, but we've got battles happening all over the shop, and Vauclair now as well is getting right on the rear diffuser there of the car up ahead of him there. That's Alzaki there in the Mustang up ahead. We'll keep an eye on this battle as it develops, but Vauclair has been in the wars, that left front looking all sorts of out of shape.
Do I have time to waffle a bit?
You do. Go ahead.
I was just having a little look at the. I was curious why we've got a difference between the teams and drivers' championships, because obviously the points for Darius in that 72 car is 88, but Carolus is only 75. That is because these two have they haven't done a driver swap in every race. So those times they haven't done a driver swap, they haven't got points for it. So they've both missed one round this championship each, but Carolus missed the victory they got in the first round. Second race, but first round that we covered, and then Darius didn't race in the last one, but that was only a 12-point race versus the 25 because they won it. So that's why we've got a difference there.
Mm-hmm. Nice one, Adam. So we just saw Vauclair in the pits for PMP, but now in their other vehicle in the prototypes, Lahai is going closer and closer, but unfortunately Luengo has actually pulled away again. So Luengo lost a bit of time on an excursion, but Cam Ton, look at this, he's really thriving in these dawn conditions. So there you go, very, very impressive stuff for Zenoris, who have the experience of running the 24X series, where the clock is fast forwarded by 24 times. And now other battles taking place. Just trying to find the... Oh, there's a bit of traffic. The Gonzalez-Rodriguez fight has interfered with our lead battle, Kieran. What is going on?
We've got Radiant's roadblock up ahead. Unfortunately, they've just about been able to sort it out, and that was a real squeeze there on the entry through the chicane. But somehow, some way, Gabriel Lara and Careless Motiotis navigate Radiant's roadblock, and there's more of a squeeze there. Just about getting through, just fine for the moment. So you can have all of the pace in the world, but all it takes is some inappropriate traffic at all of the wrong moments, and you can have a real big accident on your hands. I do just want to highlight for a moment our first pitter, Vauclair, just had a review of the footage. I am questioning his pit entry, cut across the grass and the couple of the white lines as well to get his entry. I know that the stewards will be looking at that and a potential penalty coming the way of Vauclair. I'll be surprised if I don't see that. I'm pretty sure that's in the rule book. You're not to do that, but for the moment, we'll wait if we hear back anything for the moment. But real heart-in-mouth moment there for Gabriel Lara and Careless Motiotis there.
Kieran, when did you become a little grass, mate?
Listen, you're lucky. I wanted to be head boy at school. We had to do it one way or another, all right? But right now, there is a rule book. You must play.
I also just want to mention that occasionally I have a look at the nationalities. I'll stop waffling for a second.
It's Cam Ton. All those fastest laps have been exchanged for an overtake. Forniella has just had no response. So Cam Ton is definitely emerging as a major threat to everybody in prototypes, and yeah, justifiably, he has definitely put Forniella's under sufficient pressure, making the overtake and getting ahead. So yeah, beautiful stuff here as he's going to catch up to Marin. And watch, stay where you are. Oh no, that was close. I think they managed to emerge unscathed. There, oh, Bunyella's wide. Bunyella's wide. He's missed the Parabolica exit, and that'll dirty the tires heading into the hairpin. So, unlike Aston, of course, a massive facility. Oh, Montague collided. The leaders collide.
Oh!
And into the leads for Canton.
And Matiotis is stuck. He can't move. He's got too much traffic. He can't move. He's pinned. This is huge for the championship. This is really big, and he's going to rejoin right in the middle of GT3 traffic. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Matiotis just... and more contact there. And here comes Ronnie Krompush as well to rub salt in the wound. This is huge for the championship. There, careless Matiotis is rejoined in 8th position for the moment there, but we have missed it. What a moment. What a turn in the narrative. I can't believe it. Cam Torn leads this race, and Gabriel Lara runs in P3. Our leaders have collided.
My goodness gracious, the championship takes a whole new twist here. And for Carlos, it's going to be a huge fight back, having to make up all these positions again. But of course, he does have Darius Versinskas to call upon if required. But Matthias Luango down the inside, looking to make another big dent in Gabriel Lara's fortunes here. But Slevin McDykel is the one who profits instead.
Great move there from McDykel there. Brilliant stuff there. Luengo getting his elbows out royally there, Adam.
Would 8th place where Montoyotis is sat now be 4 points? Which would be kind of what Lara needs. If they can win, that would be tied on points. I don't know how the tiebreaker works.
Race wins, I imagine, at which point I believe Matiotis would have the advantage, I believe. So he is going to need some more help, but the gods are with him for the moment. But remember, this is endurance racing. The racing gods giveth and they taketh away. We have 2 hours and 35 minutes remaining, but Cam Torn is in the pound seat at the moment for Team Sonoras. We are splitting GT3 machines as Luengo goes up the inside there of McDykel with a brilliant move, but McDykel now has the run, goes around the outside over the start finish straight, and up ahead of them is Gabriel Lara trying to get back on fighting terms with Fornielis and Cam Torn. Side by side through the banking goes Luengo, nearly touching the rear diffuser at the moment. A big dive up the inside. The Audi R8's getting well out of town there. Great work from them, but that's leave them very compromised there. 2 cars trying to get through there as well. Our traffic is just getting at all the worst points.
And there's more.
It is a total prototype train, and no one in the GT3 car wants to ride it. And we have a Mustang nearly planting into the back of the prototypes. My word, boys.
I think that was Lara pulling in front of a GT3 and then brake checking, and I'm not sure that was particularly the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, well, just to give the NGR Race Control their credit, everyone has their lap counts corrected. So the order on screen on the timing tower is now confirmed. It's legitimate. So Baptiste Tweze is no longer in last place. He has got his laps back, and he will occupy 11th place, just outside the points. But unbelievable. I thought this race was going to be fairly routine. Everybody could use the track. Probably there's lots of room on the oval, for example. No doubt about it. These prototypes are absolutely raring to just get the room and overtake those blue flagged vehicles. But now on slipstream, Lahai is going around the outside. Oh, almost door-to-door contact on 2 occasions. But Lahai has the pace advantage for PMP, and he's made the overtake for at least the start-finish line as lap 16 begins for these drivers. But on the apron, Luengo has a lot more grip to his name, and he's made it back ahead. But of course, we could see another beautiful overtake into the first braking zone of the lap.
There could have been a touch on the outside wall in the brakes there as well, potentially, for that PMP car.
Look away if you dare. It's come alive at Kyoto Ring. My word, this championship is far from done. The Live for Speed Endurance Series is going out with a bang.
I suppose, yeah, the drama is really excelling here. The first half an hour is about to pass us by. There goes Campton ahead of our champion Loudons in terms of the the honours. But Loudons, of course, has a lot of work to do if he's going to catch up to Gabor. You can see Gabor's lead is 10 seconds. That is insane for less than 15 laps for
the quali lap was almost a second quicker
Yeah, that's
So it's not a massive surprise, but it is impressive.
Of course, yeah. So he'll cross the line to begin his 16th lap. And he has a comfortable lead, but of course, the gaggle of cars.
Oh, there's a lunge.
There is a big one at the hairpin at the moment with a huge queue. Yeah, Al-Saki. We see him just ahead of Diaz. But away goes one of the prototypes, that's Georges. So Georges is now safely ahead of Diaz. And he'll just have to get the blue flags honoured very soon. Al-Saki just lets him use that outside line. And then pushing to the inside. Oh my, yeah, very hard pushing. But now Gabriel Lara and Slevin McDykel for the podium position at the moment. They're going to have to split the Renesis car safely in the infield. And it looks like he will manage it. Oh, yeah, he's through now after making that overtake. So there we go. This is excellent stuff.
Oh, that was a squeeze moment there.
Al-Saki's flagged a Venezuelan driver. They started that previous lap in 4th place, and they've now dropped down to 6th through all that drama in the Growler Racing Mustang.
We've got Rodriguez heading into the pits as well here, rolling in, potentially carrying some damage. Slightly slow here is the Radiance Racing driver, right in the middle of all the moments there as well on a couple of laps as Glow 24 driver. And we've got Vauclair in the gravel as well. He was our early pitter. He is up and going again, but he has damage to the left-hand side of his Audi R8. His race goes from bad to worse for the moment. We have Rodriguez stopping now as well. I'm just hearing in my ear that it's superficial damage. Nothing there in terms of the internals, just cosmetic, as Cantorn takes the fastest lap of the race and continues to grow his advantage over Gabriel Fornieles in 2nd place. 2.9 seconds is the gap as Al-Saki, I'm hearing it down the order there, is through on Jose. Their brilliant work from Al-Saki in the Growler Motorsports Mustang. Diaz might be looking to make a move here as well as he's sitting in the draft here. Thing is that Jose is looking rather vulnerable at the moment as Diaz is in the draft, goes to the outside here. This is not going to be where he wants to be for this banked turn. He's not going to be able to carry the speed here. You can just see him slowing down. Elects to come down to the bottom channel, not all the way. He needs to sweep across it. Touches the wall and now sweeps in there, but very compromised is the Radiance Racing team. Jay Diaz in the number 39 machine on the brake, sweeping in, looks to have the pace. A couple of mistakes there that meant that move went wide, and he runs on the exit as well.
There's a swarm behind.
Fener should have the ability to pick up the pieces, or maybe, yeah, that's a lot of understeer. So from one Audi to another, Donald Fener is ahead. Good pass. Sorry there, Adam.
Yeah, the teammates arrived on the scene as well, the other Radiance car. Now this is a lovely team name and livery there. That's an interesting one. I assume that's inspired by the Super GT team, the Good Smile Racing car.
We've got a battle here developing in the prototype category here for P4. It's McDykel versus Luengo. Luengo is getting all of the TV time. He's a director's dream here at the moment. Bumping sides again is Luengo, getting his elbows out and then some. He does realize this is an endurance race, doesn't he? And he's got another 2 hours and 30 minutes to go. You need to keep that car looking sharp, Luengo. He runs wide on the exit. McDykel on the counter attack. He's going to have to sweep around the outside here, and sweep around the outside he does, but leaves the channel open for Luengo to get back up the inside, which he does. Luengo runs in wide and deep, but just enough room left for McDykel to get back on the counter attack. It's punch and counter punch from P4 and P5 respectively, and Luengo falls back into P5 for the moment. Well defended by McDykel.
That felt more like a statement than a mistake from Luengo there, but the statement was ignored by Slevin McDykel and got through.
Classic return to sender there from McDykel, but he's under pressure again from Luengo, who looks to have a lot of pace at this stage of the race here. The number 69 machine, zero pace, just crying inside, was making his opponents cry at the moment because he has all of the pace here. Does Luengo in the number 69 machine, and behind him is the duo of Marquez and Lahey in P6 and P7. They will be here to capitalize on any moment that they can. Kellis Motiotis has not been able to respond at the moment, still in P P8 and quite a way back from his teammates here as Luengo goes around the outside onto the bank turn now. Again, he's not going to be able to make this move stick for the moment. Tries to sweep across the front, but there's not a gap there. This is really tooth and nail stuff here between these two. No quarter given at all. Luengo on the outside looking in here to this turn. They've got a GT3 car all the wrong time here. Ortiz is trying to get out of the way of everyone. Great work from Ortiz. And this has now invited Lahey into the fight.
Oh, yeah, this is very nice.
Those turquoise PMP cars, I've just done some sleuthing. That appears to be a rebrand of the NFR team, which is why we hadn't seen them before.
So anyway, Stephen McDougall's rear view camera shows a neck and neck fight. Just pop the two other drivers there into your screens there. Look how close they all are now. So Lahey is kind of in the awkward spot where, you know, he's got to be mindful of his teammate just behind. And then, yeah, certainly the driver ahead, you can't look in your mirrors too long either. So 4 drivers all competing for 4th position at the moment. And McDougall, if you can get a good exit, then this should be at least the ability to show his stuff again. But it's hard to call it right now, guys.
Luengo's going to be vulnerable here to those 2 cars behind him at the moment. Lahey is the closest of the 4. Looking to make a move here is Lahey over the start-finish straight, and they'll head into the banked turn number 1 as well. Let's see if there is an opportunity here. They both go to the inside line. Super defensive here from Luengo. To the outside line goes Lahey, trying to get the side draft. Can't quite do it, but he will sweep to the inside. Flash of the lights to try and distract. It's a lunge up the inside. It's a spear up the inside. He runs it in deep, which leaves him compromised. Luengo gets it back, and his teammate comes through. Now is Marquez, the great capitalist. He's able to get that position back now, but Lahey is not going to take that line down. Straight back on the counter attack. PMP Racing not working together. It's all tooth and nail here for P4, 5, 6, and 7 respectively.
Yeah, if they're sensible, Lahey will let Marquez have a go at Matthias, just to stop them slowing each other down, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Something else to note on our championship battle we were mentioning earlier, this battle that was happening with the 73 and the 69 has enabled Lara to pull out a pretty nice gap there in 3rd place, so that will give them just ability to focus ahead and not look behind.
Forniella's here having to try and navigate some GT3 traffic, just about doing it, but that has cost him time too. Gabriel Lara, you were just speaking about him there, Adam. P3, he is running the Saturn Esports driver. He's got a championship to win, and he's in a really good position right now.
And of course, leading the race for that incident as well, so clearly has the pace.
He really does, but Gabriel Lara now moves up to P2 as well as Cam Torn heads into the pits. Our leader is pitting now to start his strategy. Gabriel Fornielas takes over the lead of this race. Gabriel Lara in 2nd place, but there is Cam Torn, the Team Sonoris driver, has pit.
If I remember, we saw some weird strategy calls in the last race, so the only way we're going to find out if this is good or bad is when we see what the maximum runtime of the LMP2s are, and then we can work backwards for the end of the race. But given they weren't really under pressure, it does seem strange to dive in that early.
Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. But of course, this first stint has been extended by the safety car period at the very start, so that would have added a little bit of extra time to drivers who want to go longer on their stints with fuel and tyres. So Cam will hopefully rejoin in a safe position on the circuit and ensure that his incredible work in this first stint is going to be retained. Baptiste Toise by himself there has overtaken Cam Ton now, but I'm sure that will be a battle to watch out for in a little while. And there's Sinner for Baguette Racing Team doing a splendid job in P3 in class.
That's a great point, Eoin, actually, because this obviously potentially with that stint extension, they had a lap time where they were aiming for their fuel length and came in on that lap time, but they could have gone further because of the safety car lap extension. Maybe that's what happened.
We're going to have to see how it all shakes out over the next hour or so when we see other people's pit strategies. At the moment, Cam Torn has rejoined in 11th position, 5 seconds behind Baptiste Toise in the 995 machine. So we'll keep an eye on Cam Torn and his timings as he runs back up the order. Carlos Matiotis recovering from a spin a few laps ago. Dramatic stuff between our leaders in the championship and the race. They collided, and Carlos Matiotis now is trying to recover with the fastest lap as Marquez heads into the pits in his car as well. So we are seeing pit stops for our prototype machines. Let's keep an eye on our leaders and see where they decide to pit. Has Cam Torn here lit the spark here? Tires, fuel, and damage for Marquez.
That's going to keep him paused for a good while, so hopefully he has something to drink, just so he can calm things down, just make sure everything's all right. Gabriel Fornielas is the new leader for now for MRC. He just has to negotiate one lapped car here, and then it should be a clean run to begin his next lap. So there we go, that should be nice and handy. There you go, very nice.
There is
Gabriel.
a MRC car in third place in the championship, but that is not this car, that is number 73. Sorry,
We're just hearing that Luengo has hit the wall there, Adam. Sorry to cut across you here. He has lost a little bit of momentum. Luengo's still running in P4, but he is now vulnerable again to Lahey in the number 74 machine, who's just behind him. Up ahead as well is, I think that's McDykel there as well. So this battle is still raging on for the moment, but Luengo is compromised here. You can see Lahey has caught all the way back up to him now as well. Has the PMP Motorsports car that is flashing its lights there, trying to distract into turn number 1 here. Through the chicane they go, the quick right and left hand through now to another left-hander as they head on to this mini straight before pitching right again into the infield section. Luengo here is vulnerable. The side of his car is battered and bruised. He's been getting his elbows out all race so far. He's been the action man, no doubt, in the number 69 machine. But Lahey is looking to make a move and get back up into another position. P4 runs Luengo.
Well, something to keep an eye on is that that gap has closed down in that first corner, and I think that's because McDykel is running a high line, and I don't really know why. They do that at Daytona, that's because they've got a chicane between 2 and 3, so they need to go around the outside, but around here you just want to be running the low line. I don't really know why we're seeing a higher line there.
Just a bit of news in GT3. We've got Gonzalez needing to rejoin the circuit after a timeout. Madigan has had a similar. Oh dear, that was close.
There's a yellow flag.
Into the pits, yeah. Driver's now pitting, but yeah, Vauclair has a drive-through penalty for crossing pit entry and exit blend line. So yeah, I think that was referred to. Yeah. So Madigan.
Luengo's through on McDykel there. That's huge. Luengo has gone through on McDykel, and Lahey has gone into the pits as well. So it's all happening here. It's a scrap for P3 on the track at the moment. They're going to go side by side into turn number 1. Who dares break the latest? McDykel, puff of smoke there, compromises the position, and Luengo goes through into P3. And up ahead of them is Gabriel Lara, who's had a shocker of a lap. He's caught in all sorts of GT3 traffic. This is going to leave him very compromised here. This is really awkward stuff here as the Radiance Motorsport and Gum Garage cars are scrapping away for position themselves, and around them come a sea and a swarm of LMP2 cars. Somehow they all get through for the moment there. Carlos Matiotis is stuck behind them through the chicane. He'll try and navigate through. McDykel has lost ground to Luengo, and that's a big moment there.
Again. It's Carlos again. He spun it.
No, I don't think it is.
Sorry guys, I thought it was Carlos, a similar livery. Sorry about that.
Panic stations there.
Yeah, sorry.
The championship nearly went there for a moment. That was a real scary moment. This is it, but it's true though. They are all running very similar liveries, and at a glance, this can definitely be confused for that car. Carlos Matiotis there for a moment. We all thought his championship had gone, but Valenzies is now having to go into the pits for some repairs. We have a three-way scap here between McDykel, Luengo, and Lara here as McDykel looks to squeeze around the outside on the banking. He's going to try and cut across, but there's no way on earth Luengo's going to let that happen?
He's going to block Luengo on the inside as well.
He is. He's going to try and make something move here, but Gabriel Lara's going really defensive. Breaks early there to block off Luengo, which gives P3 to McDykel for the moment. Luengo loses out. It's getting really close and feisty here between these three. We are riding on board with the number 73 machine. McDykel here is trying to put all the pressure on Gabriel Lara, who just does not need this for his championship, but he is losing time.
So we should keep an eye on Luengo on the oval section is that he's using every trick in the book to try and scare his competitors into backing off. When they were going through a couple of laps ago, just opened the steering wheel a little bit and scared
Alsaki's getting punted off! Now that's a spin you can see on the screen, and Alsaki will be raging about that. That was a clear incident. Yeah, that was a disappointment to see.
Luengo with the big heave-ho on Alsaki, and he's gone, but he has recovered now, moving him out of the way. There was Luengo. That was really forceful stuff from the LMP2 driver. The stewards will no doubt be taking a look at that, but Luengo, I said he was the definition of aggression. He's living up to that and then some. We've had some considerable time gone. We are ticking down to the first hour has nearly gone by, and Luengo has been the action man so far.
Is Luengo Kevin Magnussen? Is the question.
Well, Saki would definitely be Noah Gregson in this situation because that was brutal.
Yeah, I was trying to make the same reference. He got there first. So Alsaki is going to take to the pits just to probably rethink his strategy, because losing all that time is going to be a huge blow to his chances. He was doing such a solid job in the top 5, but that's all gone now. Have to regroup. Yeah, there's another case of blue flag overtake. And
well, the McDykel car leading the race by just not getting involved in all this drama that everyone else is doing.
Oh,
and now Luengo.
He's on the move again. More moves happening here from Luengo, still sitting in P4 for the moment, navigating Valenzies as they try to recover their race so far. There, Matiotis there is just behind there as well on Luengo here, trying to make a move, not able to do so. But Matiotis is going to have to be very careful when it comes to overtaking Luengo, because he is giving absolutely no quarter. I'm just hearing in my ears that the LAPD are going to be using that example for how to do the perfect pit maneuver, because that was really brutal stuff from Luengo. But he wants big championship points this evening. There's a real heart-in-mouth moment there from the Radiance Motorsport drivers. They're getting involved in all sorts of LMP2 battles so far, but there Matiotis looks to have the run here, sweeps to the outside line of Luengo. He's giving him a fair bit of distance, and who can blame him? Sweeps to the inside line and keeps it pinned.
Second bite of the cherry here.
Is there a moment for Luengo here to come through? He sweeps to the outside line. He has the run and overspeed. He'll try to make it work through the outside here. It's not going to be able to do so. Matiotis takes the move there and gets up another position. Uses the GT3 machinery there to block the pass off there and solidify the position. Careless Matiotis and Yes Motorsports are up to P4.
I think Luengo would have needed to dummy to the outside, then wait for that inside to open up and jump in there. That going around the outside isn't going to work in that corner.
And the race just starts to settle down for a moment. We have had action aplenty in the opening 45 minutes of this race here. Luengo and Matiotis just navigating more GT3 cars here. We've got such great cameras at this track here at Kyoto. We're all just having a great time with this as they all follow the action from start to finish, as Luengo looks to get back on fighting terms with Matiotis here into the braking zone. Is there a move to be made? No.
Diaz, just unlucky, the wrong place at the wrong time. That's unlucky. Carlos just wanted to dive down the inside, but he realized it was too late to try it. And that will give Luengo a little bit of courage now. He could get a bit of slipstream in the contest for P4. And there's Alsaki hoping to stay well clear of Luengo without any further drama. So yeah, stay clear. That's good. Oh, fast lap from Lara. Nice.
Yeah, Gabriel Lara with the fastest lap now. He is trying to get back up to Fornielas. He has eaten into that time for the moment. We ride on board with Luengo right now. Marshalling system not available. That's probably why I didn't see the blue flags there up ahead, no doubt. But he is heading through the first opening chicane here into the big left-hander here. Hits the first apex, exits beautifully there, trying to follow the line of Matioitis, who is the faster driver at the moment here. Matioitis running in P4, recovering from an earlier scare. But on your screen right now is the Saturn Esports driver of Gabriel Lara, as I'm just hearing on here that someone is timing out as well. Technical issues for our drivers there. I didn't quite catch the name at the moment, but we'll relay that to you as soon as we can see.
Yeah, Lara really needs to do that. He's got a purple lap here. He really had to keep pushing because you've got Matioitis before that did have the previous fastest lap in that 72 championship competitor, and after the original incident they were down in 8th, back up to 4th now.
Gabriel Lara, that's the gap there. That's what 7.6 seconds looks like in real time here at the Kyoto ring. And just behind them is the pair of McDykel and Matioitis here, and followed closely by Luengo as well. These three cars do have the pace, but have been involved in plenty of incidents and battles. Matioitis very much out of position. Our pole sitter fell back to P2, got back up to P1, had some contact, and now he's been fighting back in the packs. Keeping an eye here on Cam Torn as well in the 313 machine here, and a slightly offset strategy in his car as well, currently running in P8, but technically is the on-pace man at the moment. The rest of these cars have to pit as a move is made here by Matioitis here. It's a 2-for-1 into the first chicane using Alexis Loudons as the pin, but he gets around McDykel there. There's Matioitis, and the fastest lap for his good work as well. Matioitis on the move.
Great call from Loudons also to pull off the racing line on the exit there. They could have had an issue where they both pulled to the inside. Usually you're told to stay on the racing line, but clearly decided that they had the gap and it was safe to do so. So got away with that one there.
Yeah, this is what Carolus craved since the one incident that has caused him a bit of trouble. But yeah, he's back on the podium for now. But of course, Cam Ton can't be ignored as he continues his undercut attempt on the rest of the drivers. Be lap 31 when they next cross the line. And there's a close call there. Luengo getting nice and tight to Slevy. And it could be a matter of time before this position is also changed as oh no, the dirty air has affected Luengo's corner entry there, and he's going to use the apron to try and claw that back. So that's unfortunate there, Kieran.
Yeah, slightly compromised exit there. You just saw the right rear quarter panel there brush the inside wall for Luengo. It has cost him some time, but not too much here on the banking bowl. These cars up to top speed now as well. We'll head into the first heavy braking zone and see if Luengo is able to crawl back any more in terms of position here. But he very much is the danger man. He is not giving an inch or a quarter, is Luengo. He's been fighting for everything and more. Still no word on if there's any penalties coming his way for the contact with Alsaki a few laps ago, but as soon as we hear something we will relay that to you. Luengo in the 69 machine carries on in P5, staring down the barrel of McDykel, looking to get back on fighting terms with Matioitis in P3. That's a big square moment.
Whoa! Good save from Luengo in the sweepers. If he misjudged his steering angle any more, then the rear end would have gone haywire and he would have been forced into a spin. So thankfully it hasn't gone any worse than it did. So there would have definitely been crying outside, never mind inside, if that went wrong for Luengo. But Slevy is still in his windshield. Oh, and that's Valenzies again. So yeah, we're absolutely certain, or I'm absolutely certain that is now Valenzies, not getting mixed up again. So good save, but yeah, be careful.
Yeah, and Roni Krompush here having a very quiet race so far in P6 for the Race Green Autosports driver. Here is running very, very well. P6 for his troubles, 18 seconds off the pace as Matioitis now heads into the pits. We're going to have to keep an eye on the blenders. Ortiz gets it all kinds of wrong here in the Radiance Racing machine there. Gathers it all up, keeps it pointed in the right direction. But if we can have a look at Matioitis, it would be great here to see where he blends out with Cam Torn in 313. This is the big one. This is the gap gap. This is for the race lead at the moment. Cam Torn pitted a few laps ago. Kelis Matiotis getting full service in his LMP2 car. Lahey in P9 as well is looking to make the blend line. And there is Cam Torn on the alternative strategy at the moment. Cut it short, looking to undercut the leaders, get some free air as he has Martin up ahead of him as well. Navigates past him. We have a Radiance Motorsport car brushing the wall in the background, but we'll keep focus on Cam Torn in the 313 machine. Let's see where he blends out with Matiotis, who is still in the pits, Adam.
I think it's 13 minutes ago was Cam Torn's pit stop, so quite a chunk of time ago.
Here we go, here to the blend line. Here, Matiotis is miles ahead of him. This strategy has not worked for Cam Torn here. The undercut has not paid off. Cam Torn has lost huge amounts of track time, and him and his team at Team Sonoris are going to have to really think.
That's brave.
They're really going to have to think about their strategy, and they're really going to have to think about calming down their driver, because that was ridiculous.
Well, the one thing I will note, Kieran, that you know better than that is to not say that a strategy isn't working. You have to wait until the last lap to know whether a strategy is going to work or not.
We have Fornielis and Gabriel Lara and McDykel and Luengo. Our top four are all in the pits now. The pin has been pulled and everyone is now in the pits. We will now see the real effect on what has happened to Cam Torn. A very quick stop for Gabriel Lara in the Saturn Esports machine, which means he is going to jump a couple of cars. He has done as well. Gabriel Lara for a short and sweet pit stop. He is now up and running. That's not Gabriel Lara. That is another car. Didn't quite catch who that was, but Gabriel Lara is coming through now. Fornielis already goes through, still in the lead.
Sweepers, Kieran, sorry to interrupt. He's stuck in the grass waiting for a clear part of the track to resume, and yet now he can go, but he has to be very, very urgent because there will be an oncoming prototype. Oh, sorry, no, it's GC3. Sorry, I think he should be okay. Yeah, Gabor is the beneficiary there, so Gabor puts Ortiz another lap down, but those tires get cold, I think.
Keep an eye on the blend line here. Kelis Matiotis coming through. Turn number one now, sweeping around the outside. Has he got himself up ahead of Luengo? Let's see if he does. He does for the moment here. Tips it in to the opening chicane, and Luengo right or back on fighting terms now. Cold tyres. He will be compromised for a lap or two, but has extended that stint out, has Luengo. So he'll have fresher tyres later on in the race, as George also heads into the pits as well. We have a flurry of pit stops, but spare a moment, everyone, for Cam Torn from P1 down to P6 and 3 seconds adrift from Luengo. It's all gone wrong for the Team Sonoris driver. The pit stop for the moment isn't appearing to be working, but as you said, Adam, we have 2 hours to go and no strategy can be called until the end stages of the race, but at the moment it's not looking like the right strategy.
Well, so these guys have managed to do, I'm going to guess, somewhere around 52 to 54 minutes with that safety car period we had at the start, which is the first 6 laps or so. So we'll have to keep an eye on the second set of stops and how long it is. I'm going to put my finger in the air and say 45 minutes, but I don't know. Which would, when would that, if we go, how long ago was Cam Torn's pit stop?
You can look up the tracker.
16 minutes ago.
Yeah, about 12 laps. About 12 laps ago, I believe, was a pit stop.
Yeah.
Gabriel Lara putting down Valenzi's another lap, unfortunately, but Gabriel Lara here, Saturn Esports driver, P2 at the moment. His title rival, Kelis Matiotis, sitting in P4. That's not going to be enough margin to win this championship, but he's had some help early doors in the opening hour. Let's see if he gets any more later on. PMP Motorsport Vauclair here. He has been in plenty of moments in the Audi R8 machine, but currently driving around in P23, 3 laps down to the leaders, as you would expect from prototype machinery. Kelis Matiotis with the fastest lap of the race, and currently the championship is going the way of Yes Motorsports so far, but Saturn Esports are not letting this go without a fight. Sinner here in P3 at the moment with Loudons and Gabor ahead of him. That's great work from Sinner. And Steve Martin here is going a little bit slowly here in P16 right now, but I think all looks reasonably well with that McLaren, having a rather quiet race, if we do say so, Owen.
Of course, yeah, he's just getting on with the job at the moment. His final race as the Drivers' Champion. So he'll try and just get the target. He knows P4 will guarantee him second in the championship, because our usual sparring partner, Cyril Basset, is unable to race today. I know he set a time, but he is not able to race today. So that helps Steve with his task of defending the title with as great honor as possible. So he just needs a P4 and it guarantees him that spot.
Working backwards, I think Cantor's pit stop was about 38 minutes into the race, roughly. So that's that doesn't even add up with that 45-minute ballpark, I guess, so I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, let's see what happens. It could have been a short stop. He may have underfueled at the beginning of the race to get the track advantage, and let's see how this plays out into the remaining 2 hours of the race. Cam Torn will no doubt be someone to keep an eye on as he runs an alternative strategy to his prototype counterpart. Let's run through the order and take a moment here. Gabriel Fornieles leads the way in the number 55 machine. Gabriel Lara runs in P2 as well on your screen here for Saturn Esports. Put himself in the position he needs to win the championship, but needs some more help. McDykel runs in P3. He's been able to keep his nose relatively clean, but in plenty of scraps is the number 73 Master Race car. Kellis Motiotis currently has the championship heading his way if things can keep it clean right now. Not enough points difference for Gabriel Lara for the moment. Luengo is running in P5 and he has been the action man. Elbows out, ambitious lunges and really brutal traffic management for the number 69 machine. Luengo will have to keep an eye on him. Just behind him, our early pitter, Cam Torn, who led this race for the moment, and the pace was with him, but the strategy at the moment not quite working. We'll keep an eye on, see how that evolves over the rest of the race. Lahey in P7 as well for the PMP Racing team, newly renamed, having a little bit of a moment there on the banking, but number 74 pushing on in the right direction. Roni Krombrush in the race green autosports car is running in P8, having a rather quiet race at the moment, on for a good haul of points right now, and we'll be there to pick up the pieces should anything happen up the road. Marquez is running P9 in the number 400 machine as well, also having a great race with plenty of scraps, a little bit of contact early on in the race, but all looking well for him. Georges is running in P10 as well, and the first car that you see a lap down is Baptiste Tueze, who had a couple of moments on laps number 1 and 2 for the FSR team, unfortunately, but the 995 is not out of this yet, although they are carrying heavy cosmetic damage. Then you have Valenzies running in P13 as well. He's had a couple of spins and a big moment and a big old repair as well in the Omega Loco racing machine. Let's see how their strategy plays out for the remainder of the race. But here is the star driver in question. Gabba stepping down to GT3 machines for the Yes Motorsports number 2 driver, and he is in a class of his own. He's taken this championship by the scruff of the neck and wants to solidify his position as the fastest GT3 driver in Live for Speed. But chasing him down is Alexis Lowndes in the Renesis Motorsports car in P14, for having a bit of a shock at the moment here, struggling to understand what he can do with Gabba, but he is our champion elect for this season as well, so he already has the big old trophy in the case. Let's see what he can do and if he can trouble Gabba in the remaining stages of this race. Sinner having a fantastic race in P15 as well for the Baguette Racing team for BRT as well, so great work here for Sinner as well. And then we have Steve Martin running in P16 here as well, trying to obviously close out his final moments as the champion of the GT3 machinery as well. Fenner is running in P17 in the Gum Garage car as well, having a great race as he runs through. Jose is in P18. Paulos is in P19 as well, but maybe not for long here. Could be a bit of a move going on right now for P18 there. I think that's Fenner running slightly wide here, and Jose is looking to put the pressure on here, Adam.
Yes, that completes the rundown there. Thank you so much, Kieran, for going through everybody's status so far in both classes. So, yeah, definitely a chance to take a moment to reflect on how the first hour has proceeded and how everybody still has a chance to finish very well, or indeed there could be a bit of bad luck waiting there. But now we're going to switch to Jose here in the 210 car. He's in the Baguette Racing team, and he's gone to have a chance at Gum Garages. Donald Fenner and Robin down the outside. Is he clear? Yes, he certainly is. That's a beautiful pass. And Fenner had no reaction. But of course, these GT3s, their tires are starting to wear down a little bit now, Kieran. So they've got to think about their pit stops.
Yeah, there's going to be a big burn right through them here, but it is Luengo versus Motiotis, another chapter in this novel here. Big scrap between these two here. It's a huge overspeed for the Yes Motorsports drivers. He sweeps around the outside. He can't quite close it off as Luengo keeps his nose in. And there's big contact. And again, there's more contact here. Luengo is not letting anyone past him without them knowing about it. He's putting his signature on every single car in this field right now. Luengo is the most aggressive of drivers, but it's cost him dearly as Matiotis is well and truly up the road. And here comes Cam Torn around the outside, sweeps back to the inside, puts Luengo under bags of pressure. Is Cam Torn. Lahey is back into the pits. That's an unscheduled stop for Lahey in the number 74 car here. Could be a penalty, as you mentioned there as well. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Matiotis has separated himself well here. And let's take a look here. Matiotis is powering away, but Luengo there not taking anything lying down.
If anyone wants to go viral, I think we should get some cameras behind Luengo's motorhome at the end of this race, because I think there's going to be quite a few drivers that will be a quiet word with him after this one.
Just to correct myself there, Lahey sped in pit lane for that pit stop he was about to take, so he will be penalised for speeding unless there is a reason why he has not been speeding. It was just a false flag. But anyway, Lahey will have to return to the pits unless he gets away with it. But Carlos Montejuice with big names behind him now, they're all pressuring him and making sure that it's not a walk to the championship crown for Yes Motorsports by any stretch of the imagination. So Cam Torn now with his strategy off the usual sequence. He now has to make it count while he has a lot of momentum on his side. But Luengo is blocking him fair and square.
It's all for position. It's all fair in love and war. Luengo is not in the championship fight, but he wants to win this race, get as many points as possible. He is here to run all of the interference, and my word, he's reaching that objective and then some. Could he be the proverbial torpedo that sinks the championship of Carlos Matiotis? We'll have to wait and see. Luengo is the danger man here, no doubt, not letting anyone through unless it's under his terms, respectively. And he is still not letting Matiotis get away from him. He has good pace as well as the aggression, but Cam Torn is going to sit back and see how this unfolds as Luengo gets back on fighting terms here with Matiotis. We're heading for another scrap between these two, particularly when we get onto that back straight and we get that draft through the oval here. Big chop there for Torn here, taking liberties with the track limits, no doubt, is the Team Sonoris driver trying to get back on fighting terms with the two leaders up ahead of him. We have a GT3 car sweeping across the front nose there. That's the Gum Garage car, and Lahey with the drive-through penalty, as we mentioned, for speeding in the pit lane from race control, officially declared. A real shame for Lahey. That's going to put pain to his race. But the Gum Garage car of Donald Fenner there, a really scary moment with our leaders between these three, but we're right on board with Cam Torn through this bank turn.
Yeah, never gets boring to watch cars tackle the oval section on the late braking. Cam loves this second corner of the circuit. And he's going to be compromised zone. Maybe not. That's a great switchback. It's a brilliant switchback.
That's insane.
Wow, he's done it again. Another trick from Tom.
Cam Torn just used the Radiance Motorsport driver and absolutely zonted him. Absolutely brilliant stuff. We love to see it. Cam Torn up to P5 there. Great work from the Team Sonoris driver. He's going to give 20 quid to the Radiance Motorsports drivers for running interference. Thanks very much, lads. I'll buy you a pipe down the pub later.
Yeah, that was just genius. Oh no, he's going a bit wide there. And Luengo has his opportunity to counteract. To say,
Luengo will take it as well.
Don't make me look foolish. I'm gonna be aggressive. Go down your inside and re-overtake. So Cam Torn, just that momentary lapse of concentration. But thankfully the car did stay in a straight line, but not enough to keep him in that P5 overall. Yeah, he carries on for another lap.
I think the smart play here, a lot of drivers we see using the slipstream and going past on this first set of banking, and then when they get to second, they get repassed again. Cam Torn not quite close enough to do that, but you'd also hope, it's Ortiz again. That's a shame. You'd hope that they would wait, sit behind that draft until right towards the end of that banked section, and then go for the dive bomb in the braking zone. But again, that's where they expect it. So
yeah, just the unfortunate thing for Ortiz is his tires are very cold. That makes it extremely difficult. And now look at Sinner into the box for his pit stop. So the GT3s are now readying themselves for service. So Sinner He's just exit pit lane, I should say. So he's all okay. But now we will see how these GT3s are primed with their fuel and tires. But as I was saying with Ortiz, his are very cold. It might just be worth it to pit and start afresh with them because they're just not working.
I think for Delta, you want to keep an eye on Gabbert and probably more so Alexis Loudons as well for the maximum stint time.
Car 55 has got a warning here, overtaking before the start finish straight on lap number 5 as well. That is Thornellis here.
Restart.
So that is a big warning there for Gabriel Thornellis, is our leader at the moment. A big slap on the wrist for the master race car driver. Better not do that again unless he incurs the wrath of our stewards.
That was quite lenient. That was when our fourth place car overtook third, way before the start finish line, before it even started, before the leader had even gone on the green flag. So I think that's quite lenient, to be honest.
Maybe I think the data sheets have been got out there with a bit of a look at the data. Maybe there was a moment where third place didn't react or not. I don't know. But while lenient from the stewards, maybe we don't quite have the full picture. But Gabriel Thornellis has got away with a big slap on the wrist here. 7.3 seconds his advantage to Gabriel Lara. And here we have McDykel here in P3 in a bit of no man's land at the moment, trying to navigate through GT3 traffic. Here is the master race car driver. But there goes Gabriel Lara sweeping round the outside of Al Saki there in the Growler Motorsports car. The Mustang there recovering following earlier escapades with LMP2 machinery. Up the inside goes McDykel on Steve Martin as well. Here comes the... Oh, McDykel's off. Big moment. He's off and into the wall.
Oh! Watch out, watch out. Oh, that's close. Very close call there. That would definitely be a deep breath moment. Yeah, McDykel's right-hand side of the car is very badly damaged. The right-hand suspension on the front, that's too much damage to realistically get any further in race. This left-hander is going to be so dangerous. He's still braking as late as possible, though, guys. So, Adam, honestly, he's got to pit the car immediately, as our GT3s are just trying to get on with their own business, but they're being definitely harried about as these prototypes have to fight for position.
Just to note, obviously we saw Cam Thorne coming in that first stint with the safety car period on 38 minutes in. Currently 30 minutes into his stint now, so this could put those two cars on roughly the same strategy depending on when Cam Thorne comes in for their second stop.
And he's just made the move on Luengo as well, has Cam Thorne, so he's gained 2 positions in a couple of corners. But Luengo is on the counter-attack. Of course he is. He'll never let you just take the position, but Cam Thorne has this done for the moment here. Luengo looking to get on the counter-attack here. Ooh. And the Radiance Motorsport car is right in the middle of where he doesn't want to be. Contact again with Luengo and GT3 machinery. They all get through, pointing in the right direction this time, but Cam Thorne up 2 positions in a half a lap.
I think that was Ortiz who's also just come out of the pits again. So they're again, like Eoin was saying earlier, that'd be cold tyres.
Yeah, he's waiting a long time for the repairs, so certainly he's going to be down the order. Marquez could catch him up in a moment. No, sorry, he's too far back, but certainly the gap will be coming down. And now
Marquez ahead towards the timing tower.
Oh, it has changed. Now it has changed. Sorry, yeah, my bad. McDykel's lost a lot of time in places. Now we're looking at Jose blocking Gabor's progress here, but Gabor will launch it down the inside at the hairpin, the first apex, and then the second one after has proven successful there for the Hungarian maestro. So he is back on his way, clear. Oh, Ford Yellows! Oh! He's in the gravel!
Big damage to the front of the car as well.
Dig, 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 dig. The Master race car is just scrabbling for any kind of traction that he can get. He's going to reach it. He's there. He's got it going there as well. Oh, no. But he's going to make contact with the wall. He's going to have to go back into the gravel. And he's now reversing. He's trying to get the momentum. He's going to have to join on the racing line. This is going to be really scary. Oh, and here comes the cars there. That is Matiotis here.
No,
and Matiotis is a big lunge up the inside, and he gets it done. P2 for Matiotis there.
I'm not sure about diving for the apex there. I don't like that.
More yellows just after the right-hander. Seems to be cleared up though, but no doubt about it. The difficulty of if he got beached going backwards, he would have definitely been providing a virtual safety car to help him get rescued. But to go forwards again, after Carlos was on his way. Yeah, that was a terrifying moment, and hopefully he was well aware of the danger that was coming.
Fornielis was enjoying his time in the sandpit before he realised he didn't have his bucket and spade with him. He's had to rejoin now as well. P3 for Gabriel Fornielis. It's all gone wrong for him in the last couple of laps. A slap on the wrist from the stewards and maybe some form of karma as well for him, losing his first place down to P3. Gabriel Lara is your race leader. 26 seconds to the good is the Saturn Esports driver looking to close out his championship, fighting tooth and nail for the big trophy. Carlos Motiotis runs in P2 at the moment, but the championship will be going the way of Yes Motorsports there on your screen. The champions-elect, Carlos Motiotis and Vazinskas as well, will be getting the trophy if it stays as it is right now. But there is absolutely one guarantee I can offer you: it will not stay like this. This is the Live for Speed Endurance Series, round number 6, the finale of the 2026 season, and it is all systems go here. Look away if you dare.
Well, you can see from the timing tower that that 55 car of Fornielis has not come in the pits. They did just go past, I believe, the start-finish straight and the pit entry, and he hasn't come in. I think that's because if you look at the damage and do some air crash investigation, it looks pretty square on the front, which in LFS basically means that you're absolutely fine, carry on as you were.
Very true, Adam. But yeah, you could just see the gun garage car of John Madigan, who's taken over from Donald Fenair. He had some trouble with his connection, but of course down in Australia, that's not certainly a big surprise. That's very possible that the ping can go haywire on him, as Ronnie just overtook him on the bottom of your screens. But Gabor's coming along like a strike of lightning, and there's a lot of damage on a car. I didn't hear exactly what from Chris. So Fornielis, beg your pardon. Yeah, Fornielis has damage. Yes, that's what was referred
we didn't
to.
get away with it then.
Yeah, I think that'll be okay. But Stephen Martin's in the pits, so he's perhaps on a 2-stop strategy here.
Well,
it would be difficult to fuel save.
There's quite a few GT3 riders that haven't come in. Gabor and Alexis Loudons and Yossa all haven't come in yet, so I don't think it's not a multi-strategy issue. It's just a they just don't need to come in yet. Oh! Luengo loves the squeeze, doesn't he, on this banking? But Cam Torn was not having any of it and just kept his line, kept his focus, and has made that position.
And Lahai's in even greater trouble because he hasn't served a stop-go penalty on time. So he's been out the circuit too long after getting a drive-through. It's been upgraded to stop-go. That was Baptiste letting everybody through. But anyway, the penalty, when you have a stop-go penalty, there you go, you can see on your screen, race controls message. If you have not taken to the pit lane to serve your stop-go in time, then something is extremely disappointing. It's like being red carded and not leaving the football pitch in time. You've got to go into the pits to serve your penalty.
Yeah, in an NDR sanctioned event, I didn't see it is not an excuse the stewards will tolerate.
Yeah.
This is Marquez, who, as we said earlier, has got ahead of Zoe McDykel due to that issue they've had, sitting 7th currently, and I think that will be the highest placed PMP car. It is, because their teammate is, Asla High, their teammate who's had, as we said, all the issues and currently is under investigation again. So, currently highest placed PMP car. And there's their teammate in GT3, just ahead.
Oh, very helpful meeting of the colleagues there across the multi-class aisle there. So Marquez doing a very splendid job so far, just keeping his nose clean. George is another few seconds back there, about 6 or 11 seconds, beg your pardon. So 11 seconds gap between 7th place and 8th place. And Slev McDykel on his recovery drive there, Adam.
Quite a rare colour choice, isn't it? I think that a kind of aquamarine turquoise, whatever you'd call that. But I think it works. The way they've mixed it with the black and white, I think it's quite good.
Let's take a look here. Carlos Matiotis in the Yes Motorsports car is eating into the lead of Gabriel Lara. 24.5 seconds is the gap for Gabriel Lara. Carlos Matiotis with the fastest lap of the race and the fastest man on track as well. Number 72, Yes Motorsports, looking to close out the season with a win, not just the championship as well. 21 points separated both teams coming into this event. And it's looking like at the moment, despite some shenanigans early on in the race, Yes Motorsports have this one for now. We have an hour and 43 minutes to go. Cam Torn there is now under pressure from the number 69 car of Luengo. So Luengo has been providing all of the action. He's a director's dream, is the 5th place driver as well. He's been getting his elbows out and using his car for all sorts of mischief this evening, as we have a car blending in onto the banked turn. That's one of the GT3 cars. I think it was Loudon's coming back onto the start finish straight there as well.
Sorry, Kieran, it's Gabor coming out of the pits. Loudon's just literally left his box now, so Gabor rejoins in the class lead. Loudon's is going to be just ahead of Hiwatt Sinner now. Hiwatt is still in the middle sector, so that's a healthy gap for Renesis to complete their season.
Well, something we can take from that. That's about 1 hour 17, I'd say. So what you can read from that is that they will have to do 2 more pit stops, because this didn't started with that safety car. So unless there's a major safety car period later on, that isn't even halfway through. So they definitely have to do 2 more stops for these GT3 cars.
Yeah, they haven't made 50% distance on a single tank. And there we go. The most severe penalty you could be given, apart from a disqualification, has been given to Lahai. It's a 1-lap penalty for not obeying the stop-go order. So -1 lap. And now he's got another drive-through penalty for crossing the blend line. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, let's hope
Valenciennes has just gone off actually in turn 2 and 3. So perhaps this penalty won't actually lose Lahai his position, as the number 16 is really struggling.
It's a 5-second penalty for Ocon. I mean, Lahey, as he now picks up another big issue. It's a real shame for him. Was looking so good early on in this race. A really feisty driver as well. And I'm just hearing him that Valero has timed out as well in the GT3 cars. So we are having plenty of technical issues for our drivers. And now comes Lahey out of the exit here as well. Look, on his marks there, he's definitely hit the speed limit required. They're really slow on the entry, but now is rolling through. The drive-through is the PMP racing driver. Lahey just driving through now. He's going to be absolutely kicking himself. What a race he was having until this moment. And a couple of small errors, he'll be back fighting hard in the next year's championship. There is no doubt, because the pace is there for the PMP racing team, newly rebranded as they are, as he gets on the gas and gets back up to fighting speed, albeit 1 lap down.
Javier Valero in the number 6 GT3 car disconnected and has been allowed to rejoin, so he would have been 7th in class, so that should be a couple of positions lost, but it's not the end of the world. He should be granted his laps back. He'll emerge just behind Paulas there, so that could be for a genuine position. Rodriguez out. Too much to bear, I'm afraid.
It's a real shame for Rodriguez. The Radiance Motorsports drivers have been getting plenty of TV time at the moment. It's a great shame for them as they step off the track as well. There's Valero, real shame for them. But at the front, Gabriel Lara doing everything that they can to win this championship for Saturn Esports. It was a mountain to climb when they came in. 21-point deficit to Carlos Matiotis and the Yes Motorsports that currently sit in 2nd place. This will not be a big enough points deficit to overhaul that 21-point championship, but Gabriel Lara doing everything they can as Ortiz gets for another trip in the grass and really gets too close for comfort with Cam Torn and the Wengo there. But Cam Torn saw the life flash before his eyes in sim and reality for Team Sonoris. P4 for the 313 driver, and he's lucky to still be there.
Yeah, I don't think they did anything wrong there. It was just a little bit scary.
Valero's laps will be credited back to him very soon. Yeah, he has them back now, so he just lost about 5 places, so that's an awful shame, but he's got his chance head to head with Vauclair. Oh, that's another. His own lap in parallel, excuse me. Sorry. So he has to catch up to Vauclair. Yeah, so he gets his laps back. Oh, door-to-door contact at the most perilous part of the oval. And pit entry. We're just looking to see. Yeah, Campton, yeah. So he's in again. So this is his strategy. So I think it's a 3-stopper, guys. He won't be able to do the remainder of the race on this tank.
Well, that one was 42 minutes. So the original one was 38 with the pit stop, with the safety car area, sorry. This was 42 without it. I did ballpark about 45, so potentially that is a stint length, but we'll have to wait and see what the other guys do later on.
That's going to leave him very compromised here, straddling a 2 and 3 stop strategy, but he has offset himself. If there are any more safety cars, we'll keep an eye on Campton. There's a real squeeze there between the gum garage for Fenner and our leader Gabriel Lara, but just about making the apologies. That's Madigan there. That's Fenner's teammate. My apologies, but a real big moment between the two of those drivers at the moment. But yes, a moment for Campton, who is looking for some help in the form of some safety cars, and with the amount of action that we've had tonight, there's no doubt we may get one more.
Yeah, it's something you can never rule out. Definitely the track on the infield, Kieran, it can get tight on you all of a sudden, and we've seen so many near misses and indeed some actual spins and journeys to the gravel that, yeah, it's absolutely plausible we could have another stoppage, which will play a massive role in how the race could be decided. So Campton ideally would love the race to remain green for another 20 minutes or so, just so he could actually pit again, and then he'd make it to the end, give or take, if he fuel saves.
If I can, gents, I'll just run through the Radiance Racing cars and where they are, because there's quite a few of them and it might help people just to know what's going on. In 9th place, you've got the number 39 Audi for Diaz. Then in 11th, you've got this number 6 car, which is just rejoined for Javier, another Audi. That's tammed by Radiance Racing. Then you've got the number 24, which we saw pull off earlier for Rodriguez in another Audi. Then the 21 for Ortiz in that Porsche that we've seen frequently. And finally, the number 33 Porsche, which I think we saw upside down at the start of the race for Gonzalez. And that 33 is out of the race.
Yeah, plenty of representation for the Radiance Motorsport team as well. They have a really good showing, a really good team there as well. So they're playing a real big factor here this evening in the Live for Speed Endurance Series, round number 6 at the Kyoto Ring. We ride on board with Gabriel Fornieles at the moment, master race car driver. And what must he be thinking? Must be trying to figure out how to build a time machine to wind the clock back 30 minutes, pre the penalty, pre the mistake, pre the trip to the sandpit. Gabriel Fornieles is running in P3 for master race car. He was leading this race, but is now looking at the back of Motiotis and Gabriel Lara as they lead the way 1 and 2 at the moment. Gabriel Fornieles looking to try and get back on fighting terms, albeit with some damage to the front diffuser of his car. I think it's just cosmetic at the moment, and right on cue, another Radiance Motorsport car finds its way into the picture just ahead of Gabriel Fornieles. Sweeping round the outside is the number 55 machine, pitches into turn number 1, and one of the Radiance cars goes for a big moment, gathers it up, but has compromised Luengo to the rear there as well. Didn't quite get that out of shot. Now Luengo is up the inside of that GT3 car. Fornieles running in P3, and he's got Valenzies up ahead of him there with a very damaged prototype car as well. The trademark Tarantula on the side of the Hormigo Loco Racing team, and up the inside goes Fornieles there. Valenzies trying to get this back to the pits. He's had a trip through the gravel and into the wall there. Big sweeping through the right-hander. And Luengo up the inside of Valenzies as well. Valenzies looks to be carrying quite a lot of damage. Luengo fighting understeer and oversteer through that turn and on the power. I'm just seeing just dirt on the tyres at the moment.
Well, just to note as well for Fornieles, currently the lap time is looking pretty good. The previous lap was about half a second off Motiotis. Apparently he does have some geometry damage on that car after it went in the wall and got stuck in the gravel. Toe damage there. So that is very impressive to still be putting in those lap times despite having damage on that car.
Now we see two of the quality performers across the classes going to have a little meeting here. So Gabor will eventually have to say, yeah, I can't keep up anymore, as I made my switch down to GT3. But it's nice to see those cars having a little chat before they move along.
Well, I mean, he has been taking that down. He can't keep up with an Olympic 2, but he is currently leading his class by, what's that, 8 seconds? 8.5 seconds?
It is
so, pretty impressive.
Quite a margin here over second place Loudons, who's on your screen in the Renesis Motorsports car there, staying well clear of Motiotis as he powers through. I want to take a moment to recognise Alexis Loudons, as I feel that he, for me, this season has been the pound for pound best driver. I think he's been really, really good in the GT3 category as well. He's been very much unchallenged until Gabba decided to step down into GT3 cars this evening. Loudons has kept it clean, traffic management has been spot on, and he's been incident-free for the most part as well in the Renesis car here. So I think a driver of the season so far has to go the way of Loudons for me.
Yeah, it's boring, but I can't really disagree, and you can tell the power of that because that car has already won the championship before we got to the final round, whereas the other classes, the other positions, they're all still up for grabs. But Loudons has been so consistent, so clean, kept it out of trouble, not had too much time on TV, just won as many races as possible until Gabba dropped down. And yeah, just really, really solid season.
Yeah, we'll go down as an all-timer performance standard that will have to be possibly emulated in any future LFSES championship. So yeah, that's how high the benchmark was laid down this campaign by Loudons and Renesis. They have really, really impressed. It was certainly obvious from day one how good they'd be, and they're going to get their just desserts tonight after a phenomenal campaign.
Additionally to note on that, coming into this race, obviously a victory is 25 points. The gap between Alexis Loudons' team and the 42 is 47 points going into this race before these points. And also, I do not believe the 42 is racing today. So that's going to be even larger by the end of the race.
Yeah, that's Bisset, another great driver as well, but not able to attend this evening. A great shame for them. They have been a protagonist in that championship as well. But Loudons has got this championship all sewn up this evening, but would like to try and get back on terms with Gabba and close out this championship with another win. Gabriel Fornieles is into the pits following his strategy as well at the moment. We'll keep an eye on the blend line as Cam Torn has already gone through Gabriel Fornieles, having to stop for not just tyres and fuel, but I imagine some damage as well. The front of that car is now all repaired. Gabriel Fornieles has lost time on the track to get that damage repaired, but we are at half distance in this race now as well. So right call for them to have maximum pace towards the end of this race. Nearly crossing the blend line a little bit early there, trying to get ahead of McDykel. Cold tyres for Fornieles, and he loses another position to McDykel there as well in the Master Race Car machine, easy for me to say, who is up into P6 for McDykel.
Yeah, so McDykel here, still ploughing away in the race. A strong showing in the early portions of the contest, but certainly a few moments have cost him a few places. But it's not the end of the world by any means. He still has chances. Fornieles is doing everything he can just to apply the spotlight upon him again for that sixth position. So braking late for our double apex left-hand hairpin to bring the lap towards its conclusion. This is where the Lara and Motjutus collision occurred very early on, so that caused a big twist, but they seem to have recovered very impressively. And now lap traffic will perhaps give Fornieles here, Kieran, a nice bit of slipstream to help him gain a little bit of time.
Certainly will do. Once those tyres are up to temperature, he will get back fighting with McDykel, who's just up ahead of him. A moment for our two leaders. Just wanted to take a look at that. That gap and advantage for Lara has been coming down steadily all race this stint, but Motiotis now has lost the fastest lap of the race to Gabriel Lara, who is the fastest man on track, and that gap has now stabilised at around 18.5 seconds. Valenzi's coming through as well, picking up the rear.
That's close.
P12 for them as well in the Homigo local racing team. as there's a real close moment here between Luengo and Motiotis, I believe, here on screen. As apologies, not Luengo, Motiotis. That's back marker, I believe, for Motiotis there, getting involved in a scrap that he really didn't want to be. That might be Georges there, I think in the number 9 car it is as well. So Georges has lost a little bit of time there, getting involved in an incident with Motiotis, but they are ploughing on in the S Motorsports car. They have eaten again into the advantage of Gabriel Lara by another half a second. 18 seconds to the good is Gabriel Lara in P1. Needs some help, though, from the racing gods to seal this championship. Motiotis still has the championship going his way for Yes Motorsports as it stands right now.
Yeah, I kept my focus purely on McDykel and Fornielas. They met Stephen Martin turns 2 through 4, so that closed the gap briefly in Fornielas' favour, but I'm afraid the rest of the lap for him has not been the same quality as Slevy, so that gap has spread again. And now there's another blue flag for Stephen Martin to consider, and there we go. It's a nice easy pass on the oval section, and Carolus will resume his work, just trying his utmost to keep within 20 seconds of leader Lara.
17
Sorry, go on, Kieran.
No, go on, Adam. I was just going to comment on the gap around 18 seconds between Motiotis and Lara, but go ahead.
I was doing a little browse of the championship points to see if there's any interesting things to note. There are actually quite a few teams that are on the exact same points. The 11 and the 995 both on 38.5 points, and I believe the 995 is the only one of those two in this race, so they should overtake that. That's Baptiste Jose. We've also got the 69 and the 9, both on 25 points. Again, I believe that Matthias Luengo and 69. Oh no, George is in here as well. But as you can see, the 69 in 3rd place and George in 8th. So as it stands, that was going to go the way of Luengo. But we'll have to see how that one plays out, given the way the race has gone so far for that car.
Goodness gracious, sorry to interrupt there, Adam. Jose and Marquez for position had a collision at turn 4. That might have to go to the race control because Marquez, after hitting the rear. That's malicious from the organizer of the whole series. He's clearly hit him in the back. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see that, do you?
That must have been deliberate. It has to have been. There's no way he missed the braking point.
Well, he does have damage to the rear wing, but I don't think that's going to have as much of an effect to miss your braking zone as much as he has there. I would be questioning that one.
That is not the best, but let's give the benefit of the doubt at the moment. That car is heavily damaged, very heavily damaged. It was into an apex, so let's just hold fire for the moment. It doesn't look great on the camera, but we'll consult the stewards right now. We'll keep the jury quiet for the moment, but that was a real touchy moment there for Baptiste Jose, the series organizer, ploughing into the back there of the car up ahead of him. But my word, that was a real moment there for the Live for Speed Endurance Series.
Towards Wesley there is that he hasn't let him back through, which is usually the etiquette if you've made a mistake and taken someone out. So it's not looking great from where we're sat.
Yeah, sorry, I got excited again there, but I've never seen the like. Like, I know it has the times where, you know, certainly a series organizer loses the cool, but yeah, I saw the initial incident on my screen. Marquez just touched the rear left of Jose and then made his way through, but then the concentration clearly disappeared. So we'll see now if they can behave themselves and put bygones beside. Oh, there's Jose stuck briefly in the gravel trap, and these cars are coming hand over fist. Oh, no!
Whoa, that was too close to call.
The outside. He's trying to switch back. Jose blocks. Baptiste with the block. Oh, the puncture at the right side. Yeah, the right side tire's down.
Yeah, the two.
So Jose, yeah, that's understandable.
It all just got a little bit too quiet for the stewards, hasn't it? It just got a little bit too quiet, and all of a sudden, bam! The narrative has exploded, and we've got several incidents that have happened, and Jose is just trying to nurse this back to the pit lane, get that puncture, and he spun, and around it goes. And this is what happens. This is what happens with a rear puncture on a mid-engine car here that got there, the Gum Garage car flying through. That might be Steve Martin coming through as well, the Lambda Motorsport car there as well, firing through. Jose is going to have to take it nice and steady in the B the RT team here. He doesn't want to risk any more damage or any more incidents to that car. He spins again, and that is in a really bad spot on the exit. They need to get it moving right now.
Oh, it's a very dangerous section. Yeah, white flag, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so everyone has the prior warning now. So thankfully, the white flag was actually the better call there. But
don't do what I did with a wheel issue before and slam the brakes on as you approach the pit lane, and then suddenly find yourself backwards entering, which is not ideal. I'll tell you.
Oh, he's firing. He's off. He's out of the pit lane.
Missed the pit entry. Yeah, you'll be allowed
the
back
penalty.
down. Oh.
Cop the penalty. You're going to have to take the penalty. Take the pain. Just cut across and get that car repaired. It's just worth it here. Jose just going way too fast for the damage that he's carrying to that car. Clearly not aware of the puncture. Several spins, and he's been very lucky to get away without a bigger incident. And he is now pulling into his pit box. This is going to be a long old stop for him in the Baguette Racing team for Jose, and it pops back into thing. But at the front, Lara continues to lead the way in the Saturn Esports car, with Carlos Motiotis in P2, chasing him down less than 15 seconds. Luengo is running in P3 as well, with just behind him is Roni Krompush as well in P4 in the Race Green Autosports. He is quite far behind, as you can see on the timing tower as well, about 14 seconds away, with Gabriel Fornieles there as well, coming into the pits for another pit stop.
Is that off strategy?
That's very off strategy, Adam. That's his second pit stop in only a few laps.
6 minutes. Yeah.
Fornieles, it might be a step too far. He's had
penalty.
enough. It's a penalty. Yeah. Or is he out of the race? Is he out of the race? He says he's had enough, I think. Yeah, he's gone. He's allowed to spectate and retire. So Marquez will eventually gain that position. Yeah, that's heartbreaking, but
that's one of our big contenders for the race lead there. Fornieles, who was leading this race for a good chunk of time, calls it quits for frustration or damage, or a combination of the two. Fornieles, it got too hot in the kitchen and he emergently exited himself from the race. Gabriel Lara, our leader, is into the pits as well, and Motiotis is in as well. Our two leaders are in. It's a race on the pit stop. Damage repair, tires and fuel. We'll get the mixture of the two here. Yes Motorsports versus Saturn Esports, not just for the race win but for the championship. Gabriel Lara is up and underway and under steam. Luengo goes in to lead this race for now, although he is slightly off strategy from these two. Motiotis picks up the rear as well, so let's see what the gap is on pit exit here. Lara is rolling forward, fuel and tires for him as he gets up to rating speed now, takes the pit limit off, fires up the Autosport here, and Roni Krompush here into P2 as well. Traffic, fast traffic for Motiotis and Lara here.
Just to note, I think that is the same as Cam Torn's stint of about 42 to 44 minutes. So that does appear to be our LMP2 Delta. Currently you've got the 69 and the 96 of Grumpus both on 44
Ortiz
minutes.
again. Sorry, Adam.
Okay.
That looks like probably the end of the lap, perhaps, for Ortiz. Yeah, it is the final chicane, so he's just waiting for space to rejoin. So that car has a puncture as well, so more punctures affecting GT3.
Luckily, it's happened
too long. Yeah, I did say, of course, to Ortiz, who didn't change his tires at his previous stop. He's probably let them go a bit too cold. Unfortunately, the right front is... Oh, Luengo's blocked here. Luengo needs to be let through, and that's going to spin. Ortiz up the track. He has room, though. Quick. Oh, oh my gosh.
We nearly had a plane crash on the bank turn there on the exit. That was huge moments there. Wow, an hour and 20 minutes to go, and this race is far from done. The narrative keeps changing. Luengo there with a fight for his life. I didn't quite see who that was involved there, but Ortiz is going to be counting his lucky stars. He was able to get the Radiance Racing Porsche back to pit lane for service as Roni Krompush now enters the pit to cover off the strategy of Motiotis and Gabriel Lara, who now go through as well to take the lead of the race.
Yeah, so that's another, like I said, about 44 minutes there for those two. So I think that's our delta. So we need to have a look at when we get to that stage. Are we going to have people come in with 44 minutes to go, fill up the car and just go to the end, or are we going to see people messing around with their settings to reduce the fuel for their last stop?
And here we go. This is the battle for the lead. Matiotis versus Gabriel Lara. Yes Motorsports versus Saturn Esports. It's a fight for the championship and for the race lead this evening. Here we go. Gabriel Lara with 0.3 seconds the advantage to Careless Matiotis in P2 as well. Let's see what happens here. We ride on board with Gabriel Lara, who is the man in the pound seat for Saturn Esports. He's done everything he can to give his team the best chance to win this championship. He's got currently on for maximum points and the fastest lap, but Careless Matiotis has hunted him down in strategy, and he is back on fighting terms here, crossing over the wheel through the double left-hander into the quick right left-hand chicane here. We've got slow-moving traffic of Valenzies, who peels well out of the way in his car as well. And now Matiotis has the run here through the bank turn. Let's see what happens here, Adam.
Yeah, well, we do have two additional Argentinian drivers entered in that Saturn Esports car. Oh, I think we're going to have a... this might be a pass here coming on.
Here we go. Matiotis makes the move. Now he pulls the pin, and it is stuck here. Gabriel Lara falls back into P2. He's going to be fuming with that. The PMP GT3 car, they're getting involved in a battle for the lead and for the championship. Swings to the outside as Gabriel Lara. There's no way they can go 2x2 through here. This is not going to work, and he's done it. What a move. Gabriel Lara with the move of the championship. I can't believe it. What a move. And Matiotis is on the counter attack, looking on the outside, looking in. Here he comes here. We've got a Radiance Motorsport car ahead. I can barely talk here. Matiotis is getting into the rear diffuser of Gabriel Lara, but he pulls away. What a move from Gabriel Lara. Brave as you like.
Exceptional. That was absolutely textbook perfect. Around the outside, got it done. Used the back marker to block the outside line for the counter attack, and then was slow getting on the powered exit just to block that apex even more. Lara done an exceptional job there.
He was all in and then some. It was all on red, and it came up red as well. Incident involving cars 33 and 74 under investigation here. Just trying to see who that is on the timing tower, but I'm not going to take a moment to look at it, because here we go again. Matiotis versus Lara, round number 2 here at the Kyoto ring. It's all fired up. Here comes Matiotis down the inside. Lara swings it wide here, looking to get the down and up and under here. Through the bank turn he goes. He's compromised his line, but Lara's going to have the run of all runs here, over the start finish straight and into the bank number 2 turn and number 3. He's going to look to go round the outside all over again. An hour and 17 minutes to go, and this race has come wide open. Let's see what happens here. Matiotis hangs on to P1 for the moment. Gabriel Lara get back on the counter attack, swinging into the go. Let's see here. Gabriel Lara all kinds of sideways, not able to repeat the move. Matiotis looks to have the lead of this race all sewn up for the moment, Adam.
I believe that 33 car is the car that was on their roof at the start of the race, so that would probably be something to do with that.
More than likely. Let's see here what's going on here. We've got some GT3 traffic up ahead of Careless Matiotis in the Yes Motorsports car. Incident involving cars 21 and 74 under investigation as well. So our stewards are getting busy now, but they can't take their eyes off the screens, because here comes Gabriel Lara showing his nose. But Matiotis, unaffected and unafraid, is the Yes Motorsports driver. He wants to seal this championship with a win. It's been a change for the lead from Careless Matiotis. Takes over from Gabriel Lara. Half a second to the good is the Yes Motorsports car, but closely behind is Gabriel Lara. If you're just joining us, it has been a race for the championship between these two. Drama aplenty in the early stages of the race, but Careless Matiotis has fought back with a great strategy, keeping it clean. Gabriel Lara doing his best to get back ahead of Careless Matiotis. The Lithuanian pair of Vazinskas and Matiotis are cruising towards the championship, but Gabriel Lara is not going to let them take it that easy, Adam.
Yeah, the 21 is Ortiz in that Porsche, the Radiance Racing, and the 74 is Lahai. So, don't know what that's related to, but it's probably something that happened early on.
Yeah, probably an instant earlier in the race. Remember, one of those cars was in the grass as well. McDykel here now is looking to have a bit of a fight here with Roni Krompush here. This is a battle for P5. Roni Krompush running slightly wide. McDykel is now under the rear diffuser of the race green Autosports car here. McDykel in the Master Race car. A little bit out of position there. Big kick of oversteer on the exit as he plants his foot to the floor and presses the loud pedal. He has got the run here, goes to the outside line. Roni Krompush goes defensive to the inside, cutting down the line. is McDykel, and now gets the run up the inside. It's a textbook overtake here from the master race car driver over the start-finish straight, but Ronnie Krompush will now be able to get right back on the counter-attack here as he goes to the middle of the line here on the bank turn. McDykel has about 2/10 to the good here between the two of them. Will Ronnie Krompush throw a torpedo lunge up the inside? No. Holds position, and McDykel has this one all sewn up. P5 for master race car.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. That's Krampus obviously is having a very good race of keeping out of trouble, keeping quite up, but unfortunately where he is at the moment, probably not where he would be on pace, especially we saw him start right down the back of the field early on. So I think that was probably just a case of take caution, just don't bother fighting a car that you know is faster than you, don't slow each other down, let him go and crack on with your race.
Cam Torn running in P4 on the alternative strategy as well. He is quite a distance away from Luengo, but he has quite a big gap to McDykel as well. So Cam Torn might be able to run a slightly different strategy if he decides to change late on in the race. Keep an eye on him. He is running a slightly different strategy. As we mentioned, Cam Torn could be a dark horse for the championship if enough incidents go his way. 313 driver Cam Torn could be an outsider for the race win. But at the front, Kellis Matiotis' advantage has grown to 1.5 seconds over Gabriel Lara in P2, who he took the lead just a couple of laps ago. There on your screen is the Sonoris driver Cam Torn, who has been stellar on pace.
I don't think he's going to make that work. He's got about 20 minutes of fuel to go based on what we've seen so far. We should put it at, 53, 54 minutes? Oh,
whoa,
that's
big
a huge one!
That Benair and Valencies make big contact for the Amiga Loco Racing team. That is really big squeeze there. Valencies pulling off the track there. It was Madigan, my mistake again. Fenner is the innocent party in this. Madigan and the number 3 Gum Garage car there. Big contact there. They are sharing that car. Didn't realize there was a swap over there. And there we have Valencies. He's recovering and he's spun again ahead of the Lambda Motorsport car as well. Huge damage for the Amiga Loco Racing car. He's going to have to nurse that back to the pits and get that car repaired. But he's going to have to exercise big caution. And my word, I'm hearing in my ear that it is just cosmetic damage. There is nothing going on internally with the Amiga Loco Racing car. They've been very lucky to get away with that.
All Argentinian team there, I think it's just overheat the tyres with the spinning and then trying to push as much as they were before, which is obviously the issue there. But yeah, so I think Cam Torn, I think that's going to be about 54 minutes left of the race, and they can only do 44 minutes of fuel. So he's got to do 2 more stops, whereas everyone else around him's only got to do 1. So I don't think that strategy's played out at all for him.
Well, Uweze's just gone through as well. Still no word on the incident between Uweze and the car from earlier on in the race here. Drive-through penalty for Ortiz. Unsafe rejoin for the number 21 machine. That's the Porsche as well there. And big contact there between the PMP car and Gabba. That is Gabba and PMP. Gabba has had contact there. The Yes Motorsports car still keeps it going through there as well. Great work from Gabba, and that is Madigan, I believe. I'm just having a look here, and Lara is backwards. Oh my word, no, Lara is off in the wall.
What? How's that happened?
I'm just hearing that Madigan has made contact with Gabriel Lara and put him in the wall there. It happened off cameras. We're relying on the directors here. There's more to this narrative, and as soon as we have it, we'll bring it to you. But this is huge for the championship. Gabriel Lara, our one-time race leader, has all come undone. I said it before, Adam. The racing gods giveth and the racing gods taketh away. P4 for Gabriel Lara and Karilis Matiotis, and the Yes Motorsports pairing of Vazinskas and Matiotis are cruising towards their championship now.
Well, that first hour was a pretty solid display of Luengo not making any friends, and I think this second hour is Madigan not making any friends either. That's not going to go down favourably with quite a few people, I'd say, if that was an incident that they caused rather than a mistake or anything. But yeah, taking out one of the people fighting for the lead, not great.
Yeah, and here comes Gabba into the pits as well with some damage, I believe. We've got plenty of a busy pit lane here as well, actually, on strategy for Gabba. So despite the incident, he does have a little bit of damage, but this has happened in the right way. He has now repaired. He's going to be taking some fuel on to maximize his strategy, but has a little bit of a buffer to Loudon's as well. So it will take a while, but that championship has been blown wide open there. Carlos Matiotis looking at the back here of the Growler Motorsports team here, or the Growler Racing team, I should say, the Mustang, but he's up the inside. Let's contact there between Carlos Matiotis. There, that was really scary stuff here. It's all becoming a little bit silly here in the last hour or so. Gabba's still in the pit lane repairing that car, and Loudons is going to get him here. Loudons in the Renesis Motorsports car, by keeping it calm, by keeping it clean, is now going to take over the lead of Gabba as he is still stationary. Alexis Loudons leads this race and leads the GT3 car, and Gabba is up and away.
People have been smashing the doors of that Growler all day. They'll be wondering what they did to deserve that.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a strange one. But anyway, Loudons, having been second for the vast majority of the evening, he now has the lead. So yeah, very, very big moment there. So Villarreal has stepped in on Al-Saki's behalf for this stint. So the number 46 has a new driver. So hopefully he's getting himself accustomed. Yeah, so our two pals there. So can we have a reunion that goes according to plan? Let's wait and see. Seems to be all right. So let's see. As Luengo shimmies through the sweepers, and this is Ortiz. Oh, he forgot. He almost pitted. That would have been a big time waster there. So Ortiz remembering. Yeah, he's just weaving, just to build up temperature or something.
Yeah, keep that heat in the tyres. We've been saying as they exit the pits, they've got cold tyres all the time. So I guess that was just an attempt to try and keep those warm. But yeah, we mentioned earlier that Gabba came in and that was flagged as an on strategy one. I'm not convinced it is. I swear we were getting a bit over an hour of fuel, an hour and 10 roughly, something like that, an hour and 14 I think it was. So yeah, I think that will probably run to the end when he's come in, but it wasn't a full stint then, so I don't know how he's handled fuel, whether he reduced it for that second stint or what, but Gabba seems like a driver who would be able to adjust fuel on the fly, so I don't know why you would come in, fill up, and then come in the short stint here, but strategy's been made. Let's see how it goes out.
Three stoppers now. Reality. Cam Ton is in for his stop. Most likely his last at this stage. Unless he's been very aggressive.
Go again.
Yeah, go again. So four stopper. Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah,
so it's a four
strategy
stopper.
Just hasn't worked at all for him. Yeah, really. That I think he'll have known as soon as he came in and no one else did that he's not quite. He's got something wrong there. And yeah, the calculations wildly wrong. That really shorts into that first stop, but didn't anticipate the safety car immediately. But yeah, either way, it's not worked out.
No, that's heart-wrenching to see. But of course, there could be a safety car in the last hour that could at least bring him into play. But he wouldn't want it in the next 5 minutes, of course, because then that just ruins everything. He won't gain any positions that would be meaningful to him whatsoever. So Ronnie Krompush is now in the top 5 again, and that means Slevy McDykel can just concentrate on his own race. It has been a roller coaster ride of glory and disaster, but at least he's still perfectly capable of bringing this car home, barring any mistakes.
Either this lap or next, so I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's true.
Currently sat on 42 minutes. He was forced onto this alternative strategy. It wasn't a choice. But yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. He's got to do another stop as well.
Absolutely.
Really not ideal for these two. Who else we got? I think the only one that's on a long run at the moment is Alexis Loudons and Steve Martin, but they can go a little bit over an hour, I believe. Oh, and Hywell Sinner as well. But yeah, they can go just over an hour, so they've still got a fair chunk of time on their stint plans at the moment. Yeah,
they can focus for one more stint, and then they can pit. And now back to the picture-in-picture here for Carlos Montejuice. He hasn't required a driver swap just yet, but I know Darius can provide support very late into the day, so that's perfectly suitable for Yes Motorsports, who are in championship position by finishing on the podium, and indeed certainly the top 6. I think guarantees it. Maybe 8th or worse, that could cost them. And that doesn't seem very probable. Baptiste watching from behind. He will obey the blue flags. There we go. Nicely participated between those two.
Well, that note about driver changes, obviously it is a threat race, we would anticipate a driver change. But if they don't, that would look probably quite bad for Darius, because he's leading the Drivers' Championship. If he doesn't score points this race, Lara is only, 9 points behind. So I would imagine, unless something goes wrong, definitely take over that Drivers' Championship position. So I think Darius has to get in.
We would be expecting that, I think, again, to win the Drivers' Championship. Darius will be stepping in at some point. The 3 wide here. This is big moment here. Split the difference there is, just trying to see that, I think it's McDykel there. Splitting the difference, runs it wide as well. Does McDykel, brave as you like, risking everything and more. Splitting the difference between Gabba, and I couldn't quite work out who that was. It's one of the Baguette Racing drivers. It's Hasse there as well, correct, with the Baguette Racing team. But they're real heart-in-mouth stuff, brave as you like.
That was excellent driving from all 3 of those to not have a massive aeroplane accident there. They've all done very well to come out of that one and give each other space.
Sort of like Too Fast, Too Furious when the Celine Mustang tries to split between the 2 lorries there. I was just going, this is going to go all kinds of wrong, but there we are. Lahey there in the PMP Motorsport Racing driver. What could have been for him, picked up a couple of penalties in this race, unfortunately, but P10, he's still running. It's been a good performance from Lahey, although the results aren't going to show it for PMP Racing. Again, a rebrand for that team as well. Really loving the mint black and white livery on these cars, as well as the Lambda Motorsports car is also circulating here. Paulos, being the Iron Man that he is, doing a 3-hour stint solo, is the Lambda Motorsports driver and picking up some really good points this evening.
Sorry, Kieran, you just bring him up because he's actually got a penalty for crossing pit exit blend line, I think it was. The pit entry, pit entry blend line. So this battle for position is non-interesting because Valero can just get the position for free in a moment. And Enzo Marquez has done the same penalty, the exit blend line. He was caught on the same lap crossing the exit blend line, so Marquez is having a solid show, but that contact with Weze, it's now going to be game over.
There's so much
to review.
There must be a stack of files on the steward's desk at this stage because they are 13 laps behind. We're just hearing in our ear. It's been incidents aplenty. It has been really aggressive stuff here from the drivers. I'm just thinking there.
The pits as well, sorry.
Yeah, McDykel's gone into the pits as well there, as he's fallen back. Ronnie Krompush up to P4.
You should note on that is the 9th place is the 400 car, and the 10th place is 74. So what both of them, they're both the PMP racing cars on that rebrand, and not having an ideal day today. Obviously, drive through for the 9th place car and -1 lap for the 10th place car.
Yeah, just to say, Valero overtook Paulos on pace at the return to the oval before Paulos has turned in for his penalty. So yeah, that was a great overtake from Valero. Put his opponent under too much pressure, and that allowed him through. So that's a great advantage now for Valero to pull clear and solidify his bid to finish strongly at the end of the season, collect himself a few points. So Paulos has to trundle to the pit lane one more sort of sequence, and he completes the penalty. And now Alexis Georges will pass one of the gum garages, so I presume that will be Madigan. Yeah, that will be Madigan. So he will lap him properly enough. Oh no! Paulos has completely understeered and he's crossed the exit blend line. Hand over fist. He completely missed it. That's another penalty for Paulos. Once the race control can catch up. Yeah, I saw that clear as day. He has crossed, not with 2 tires, but all 4. He completely understeered.
And while you were watching that, we watched our Madigan clip the wall on the. It just slammed into it onto the entry of the banking section. I doubt there's any damage. It wasn't that hard a hit, but definitely hit the wall on the joint part.
Going to be a few drivers circulating right now with a couple of penalties looming over their heads. Still waiting for resolution on the Weze situation as the Radiance Motorsport car getting well out of the way of McDykel, running in the Master Race car there as well. McDykel is out of the pits and back on pace. Cam Torn is up ahead of him in P5 with Ronnie Krompush in P4 as well. Gabriel Lara saw these championship evaporate in his hands a few laps ago. It is in P3 as well. But let's take a look now with 1 hour to go. The race leader, Carlos Matiotis, in the Yes Motorsports car. We are expecting Darius Vazinskas to take over that car at some point so he can solidify his Drivers' Championship. But we wait and see when that strategy change will happen. He is in the server, so we will wait for Vazinskas. Luengo running in P2 at the moment, having a bit of a lonely race in the third part of this race here. But Luengo has got all the pace and more as he looks to try and make a move on the PMP car, I should say, up ahead of him there, looking around the outside. A move could be made here by the fast-moving Luengo. We've got Gabriel Lara running in P3 with the fastest lap to his name. Again, the championship running down and away from him, unfortunately. But anything can happen in the remaining time we have on the scoreboard. Roni Krompush running in P4 as well. A great quiet race from Roni Krompush, keeping it clean, keeping it fair, everything you would expect from the race green Autosports driver. In P5, we've got Cam Torn running on an alternative strategy that just hasn't worked for him at this stage. We are expecting one more pit stop from him, which is going to see him fall down the order. He is really in need of a safety car at this mid to late stage of the race. McDykel is running in P6, having just come out of the pits a couple of laps ago. And Alexis George is running in P7 in the number 9 FSR team racing. Baptiste Hueze in the 995 machine, damaged, beaten, but not beaten at the moment, running in P8 right now, with Marquez just behind in P9 in the number 400 NFR team there as well. Lahey in the PMP racing car, a couple of penalties in the mid-race. It's all gone away from him, but good pace from him. He'll be back next year, no doubt. And just behind them is Valenziz, who has been in plenty of incidents, and Homiga Loco racing car, the all Argentinian squad. They build them tough over there, but P15 and still soldiering on to the end. Alexis Loudons leads the way in the middle of traffic with a bit of contact there with some cars up ahead. Alexis Loudons in the Renesis Motorsports car leads the way in the GT3 machinery. 23 seconds back is Gabba, who led the race all the way through until a couple of laps ago when he had to pull into the pits for some repairs. Keep an eye on those margins. No doubt Gabba will take the fight to Loudons in the remaining hour of this race. Sinner is running in P3 in the Team Sonoris machine there. Great work for Sonoris. Only a few seconds back from Gabba. Steve Martin in SM Racing is running in P14. Great work from him. P4 to close out his championship season so far as well. And then behind them is Villarreal in Growler Racing. This car has been involved in several incidents as they are overtaken by Renesis and put another lap down in the number 46 machine in the Mustang. We have James Madigan, who has been in plenty of contact with our prototype cars, involved in that incident with Gabriel Lara, which sent him tumbling down the order. We are still waiting for some penalties for Madigan to come in the Gum Garage number 3 car when he took that car over from Fender a few laps ago. Just behind them is Jose running solo this evening in the Baguette Racing Team Audi R8. It's been a good showing from Jose, and they are running in P18 for their troubles. Just behind them is Vauclair in the number 22 machine in Radiance Motorsport, or Radiance Racing, I should say. These cars have been featured, no doubt, through the race as well. Here has James Valero in the number 6 car, and then just behind them we have Vauclair in P20, I should say. And then Diaz in P21, Paulos P22, and Ortiz 5 laps down in P23. And that's your rundown as we cross over into the final hour of the LFS Endurance Series.
Just one little thing you mentioned earlier, Kieran. You said that those P2s will want a safety car, or at least Cameron Torn will. Not until at least 44 minutes to go. If it comes earlier than that, that's going to be an absolute nightmare because they'll have to pit twice, I would imagine.
That 12-minute gap needs to come down for him then, indeed. Like I said, he just ran that alternative strategy early doors. I called it. I said I didn't know if that was quite the right thing to do. As well, big moment there for Matiotis looking to get past Ortiz in that Porsche Radiance Motorsport car there. And we have a big crash on screen as well. Let's take a moment to look at that. We'll find out what's going on there. We'll cut to live pictures in a second. Sinner is rolled over and he's off and away. P3 has been running so well, has Sinner in the Team Sonoris McLaren GT3 car, but he's now recovering and going again. We didn't see what happened leading up to that event, but he's up and moving.
Yeah, Steve Martin is coming for him though. He's just at the double left-hander about 20 seconds behind at this stage, so he has gained a lot of time. And Valenzi's in the number 16. That will be for actual track position. It won't be a case of the prototype overtaking for lapping purposes there. So that's a scary moment for Highwatt Sinner, but he's still in play, and those tires will just be cleaned up after the trip through the gravel trap.
We head into the final hour of the LFS Endurance Series, round number 6, 3 hours of Kyoto. 2 hours have gone, and Carlos Matiotis leads the way in the Yes Motorsports car. We are expecting him to hand over to Darius Vazinskas at any moment now. He will be ready and waiting. He is in the server to take over the lead of that car and look to win his, not just the Teams Championship, but also the Drivers' Championship as well. Doing the double is Darius Vazinskas if he does take over that car. It has been plenty of action in the last 20 minutes or so, and the race has come alive. 12 seconds is the gap between Matiotis and Luengo in P2, who's just got past Gabba, who is in second place in the GT3 machinery in the Yes Motorsports number 2 car, as you can see on your screen there as well. Luengo is trying to eat into the advantage of Matiotis, and just behind them is Gabriel Lara in P3.
Yeah, so it's still hard work for everybody now that the championship is within an hour of coming to its conclusion. Round 6 of 6 here at Kyoto, and Alexis Loudons knows that the championship is already secured, so he just wants to end the season on a flourish, and at the moment he has that 25-second lead over Gabor that he just needs to preserve by his usual silky smooth driving. There's the penalty for Highwatt Sinner. It's a speeding in the pits penalty. He has been referred for that incident, so Highwatt is off the podium once that penalty is completed. Yeah, he's already off the podium anyway. It was an instant call.
If I can run through on the LMP2 teams, the drivers that are doing it solo are Luengo, Krompus, Torn, McDykel, Hueze, Marquez, and Lahai. They're all soloing, so it's only really the 72 car and the 5 car and the 9 as well that have the option of changing drivers, from what I can see. So very impressive from those guys to do the 3 hours solid without a break.
It's an Ironman style stint. You have to do it occasionally every now and then, but Cam Torn in P5 as well. That alternative strategy at the moment hasn't worked. He's still 7 minutes away from the ideal safety car window, trying to do his best to take the fight to the likes of Gerard Fournier. Well, Gerard Fournier has gone, my apologies, of Gabriel Lara, I should say, and Luengo at the top of the timetable, as well as Matiotis here. Cam Torn wondering what could have been, because he had the pace early on, took the lead of this race, no doubt, before he opted for that early pit stop.
Yeah, it was a courageous attempt to try something a little bit different for Cam. That first stint was absolutely magical, I have to say, one of the best of the season. In my opinion, anyway. It was just delightful to see him drive so well with the overtakes and being rather adaptable to what was going on around him. So certainly when he took the lead, that was a huge moment in the race, as Lara and Matiotis had a collision. That was when he stepped up to take the lead, but ever since that strategy has backfired, it has been horrible to see him languishing a bit down the order. But of course, top 5 is still top 5. I wouldn't take that away from him. As we see Gabriel Lara down the inside of a lap traffic there, so he just needs to push on and hope that there will be no more distractions for the remainder of the race.
Big distraction there from the Lambda Motorsports car. Gabriel Lara getting all crossed up on the exit there as he pushes on to try and get into the advantage of Luengo and Matiotis. Gabriel Lara has not let this go for the Saturn Esports team. He still has hope for the championship, but it is falling away. It's a great shame for them. It all just came undone a few minutes ago, but Gabriel Lara in the number 5 Saturn Esports car is running in P3 with the fastest lap to their name, but they're going to need a miracle to win this race and this championship. Luengo sits in P2, Matiotis in P3. What's Lara got to be thinking? Because he's run as good a race as he can before he was involved in that incident, gentlemen.
I think you'd be absolutely devastated, to be honest there, Kieran. To have such a quick car underneath him, he would have put a lot of preparations in just to get the qualifying done. He knows to qualify well. Oh, he's going to be just a little bit distracted there by Madigan. Nothing Madigan can really do there. And Lahai, he's going to try and pick his pocket. No, he backs out in the last second. But yeah, for Lara's sake, to have a strong car for qualifying pace, you have several weeks to set your hot laps on the private qualifying session, and then to have a quick car in race trim as well. He knows he's got to work hard throughout the competition, and with the championship, a slim chance to win it, of course. He thought he had a chance, I should say, to go on and win it, but I'm afraid that's likely gone now, barring a shock.
Thank you for the comprehensive answer there, Eoin, because I was not listening to the question. I was looking up the GT3 drivers that are running solo, so I'll run through that before I forget who they are, which is Steve Martin, Jose, Javier, Diaz, Paulos, and Ortiz, I believe, are the drivers in GT3 that are running solo.
And Ortiz into the pits again, right on cue, as you mentioned him. He is into the pits in the Radiance Racing Porsche. It's been in the pits more than it's been out of it, unfortunately. It's been a really troubled race for Ortiz, but plenty of experience for him, no doubt. Cam Torn is looking to unlap himself. He's right on fighting terms with Carlos Matiotis here. Let's see what happens here. Can Cam Torn get up ahead and get a lap back on Matiotis, who is up ahead? Big championship implications here. Matiotis looks to have the pace for the moment here. Cam Torn, this is not for position. He's just trying to get a lap back at the moment as they head down through the bank turn here, and Matiotis is now pulling away. Cam Torn has lost the speed, lost the pace, and goes another lap down. We've got McDykel here going around the outside of the Radiance racing car as well. McDykel up into P6 in the Master Race car. The race is somewhat settled down at the moment here. Not too many battles on the track as it stands right now. Gabriel Lara still turning laps, and for Saturn Esports trying to keep their championship hopes alive. They will be here for any opportunity that presents itself in the final 47 minutes of the race, as P3 for SM Racing, that's Steve Martin, is in the pits now getting serviced, while Sinner rotates around as well in P4. But Sinner does have...
Sorry, that was just under an hour of a stint. So at this point, it doesn't actually matter how long you can stretch it, because they need to do a longer stint again anyway. But it does mean he's come in potentially before his fuel was maxed out, and you'd hope that he's reduced his fuel load for the rest of the race. But if I were them, I'd still want to push the fuel as long as possible, so you have a shore to fill up at the when you do your stop. Sorry, Kieran.
No, I was just saying there, I think Sinner's coming to attack there as well, but still quite a sizable advantage and gap right now, as Gabba is still in P2 and Steve Martin has come out in P3 and Sinner is in P4, at least in GT3 machinery, we should say, as Georges comes through now on Sinner in the Team Sonoris car. Through goes Georges in the number 9 car, prototype car, I should say, currently running in P7 as well, so a great result for him. He is quite a substantial margin back to McDykel. He is going to need so much shenanigans up ahead in order to pack up as well. So let's see what happens.
Just note on that point as well, Sinner has also just come out of the pits a lap before Steve Martin, so that gap when it updates will be the gap for that they'll have for that battle. So we'll see where that gets to.
Yeah, just to jump in for a sec, Race Control has reminded that the fact that there is a drop score, your worst result is dropped from the championship. So if you have a DNF, then if that's your worst result, then it's scratched off. But if you have a sequence of points, let's say you're regularly in the top 5, then one of those top 5s will be gone, so you don't get credited for one of those great results if you have had a great season.
Does that include did not participate, do we know?
Yeah, it would count if they've just missed one round. That would be scratched off.
Okay, so that puts the Darius and Matiotis on a similar position then.
Yeah. were absent for one round and you scored points in the rest, and yeah, your absence will be taken off the record books, and you just get credited for what you got done. So that's all fair enough. There's now another look at Luengo and the beautiful sunshine. Still hungry for as many points as possible. So big names not able to quite have their time to shine. So it's great that Luengo has picked up every opportunity he possibly could. So keep up the good work.
Yeah, Luengo has been an absolute, I keep calling him the director's dream at the moment. He just keeps providing great action as Cam Tor navigates past another Radiance Racing Audi R8. I think that was with Valero there, getting it all crossed up on the exit, spooked by the prototype car was Valero, but keeps it on the black stuff at the moment. I think we've got Cam Torn as well going past Sinner in the McLaren. That was a big contact there. Big hip and shoulder between Sonoris and Ortiz there, and Sinner has rejoined up ahead of them somehow, some way, keeps the car pointed in the right direction. Ortiz, something of a rolling roadblock in that moment there. Big hip and shoulder from Sinner through the exit part of that chicane as well. But now Valero is on the counter attack there. Hip and shoulder big contact, and they've kept on. And Ortiz nearly into the back of his teammate for Radiance Racing there. He is into the back of his teammate of Radiance Racing, but they do just keep it all pointed in the right direction there. That got very clumsy in that section.
Well, I'm not sure Sinner would have known. Sorry, I'm not sure Sinner would have known that was happening, because they were. From their perspective, they probably thought they were leaving room, and they were just sort of getting tapped a bit on the right, but it wasn't huge taps, so they probably didn't even notice.
And my on-the-spot accusation against Baptiste Weze has been judged after a bit of time to get through the to-do list, and it is a 10-second stop-go penalty for the series organizer. So yeah, he has been caught out. So my reaction was a bit over the top, but after careful reflection, it was deemed to be an avoidable incident. So it will be a penalty for Baptiste.
Lenient? Question mark?
Maybe.
I think something else that I'd like to question on the rulebook, because I don't have it in front of me, on these drop rounds, I wonder if DSQs count, because I know that in a lot of championships they don't count a DSQ as a possible drop round. Yeah, so
in NDR, I'm just hearing there, in NDR traditionally it doesn't count, says the director in my ear. Thank you very much for providing me with the rule book. So if you do have a disqualification, you are out of luck. That cannot be your drop round.
Which would really upset some of the positions we're at if that drop round is a thing, and then they get an additional bad race that they have to drop. That would really upset. That's why you see a lot of times people, if you see people, for example, in karting, when they win the championship before the end of the season, they just won't enter for the rest of them, because if they get that disqualification, that could potentially lose them the championship, because they just don't enter. So you would hope that doesn't happen. I can't imagine it happening, but it's just something to bear in mind if something does happen later on, that could have a championship effect.
Baptiste Weze serves his stop and go penalty, and I think Valero there has been having a bit of a scrap here with Sinner here. This is a backmarker fight between these two. No quarter given. They're refusing to leave the track here. Valero versus Sinner here. It's not for position, but they are not letting this go. Is Valero. He's still taking the fight to Sinner. Looks to sweep round the outside here. He's not letting this go. Is the Radiance? There's contact there. That's really clumsy. And Team Sonoris, the GT3 driver, will not be happy with that. He'll be appealing to the stewards. Get this Radiance Racing driver out of my system, because I do not need this. He's not in this race. He's not in my category. I need to move him out of the way. Pride before the fall for Radiance Racing's Valero.
Well, I thought when they were going on that banking that he was leaving room, and then when they got into the braking zone, there was quite a bit of contact. So, yeah, it's not... I mean, you don't have to just sit down and wait, but at the same time, you don't want to be having contact with the person that's a lap ahead of you.
Yeah, it's a bit needless to get that close to someone that has clearly lapped you. I know you have the right to re-overtake if you're quicker. Marquez has the right to overtake both these cars with his prototype. Oh no! He's thinking about it. Oh, it's Yeah, he spotted his moment, and that's cheeky. Oh, watch out, don't hit each other. Don't lose your temper. Hiwa, just let him get ahead for the moment. But yeah, this could be a concern now. That'll cost him way more time against Stephen Martin here. So yeah, he definitely slotted down the inside, took the opening as that's into the pits anyway for the penalty. I believe that will be for Marquez, so it doesn't matter in that regard. And now that's just Sinner losing additional time.
It's going to be some substantial Italian hands being thrown inside that cockpit of for Sinner there. He's not going to be happy with what happened with Valero. It's cost him time, it's cost him track position as well. And the problem hasn't gone away because Valero is still within target distance for Sinner and Team Sonoris as well. Just a reminder for everyone that while they are battling in the same category, they are a lap apart from each other as well, as Steve Martin is slow with damage to the front of his car.
Oh, that's big damage. Oh, the left-hand side, that is ruined.
Oh, wow. That is a very, very sad-looking McLaren. That is huge damage.
Oh.
That's got to have been in the wall.
Yeah.
But what wall is on the left-hand side?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's the rear. Wow.
There's a lot of positive camber there in those wheels, and he's out into the tyres there, trying to nurse it back. Is Steve Martin? Yeah,
it looks like a Mazda.
Yeah, the Huayra, whatever it was called back in the day, the Huayra. So Hiwatt has his podium back. Stephen Martin, wanting to end his campaign on the best possible note, has had it swiftly destroyed. That car needs a huge repair bill.
He has been able to get it back to the pits, though, which is very lucky, but we have seen a couple drivers skittle off on the pit entry, trying to navigate this sweeping left-hander. Will Steve Martin exercise more caution? Of course he will. He is a pro at this. He is going to nurse that McLaren back to the pit lane for some full service. He will get it out and away. He needs to stop there before there gets stopped with plenty of time. Is Steve Martin? I think he's just got away with it. He's now in the pit lane, but he is going to be in there for quite some time.
Oh, that was expertly done.
Yeah, full credit there. That was very, very good.
Just hearing that Torn's been off as well. Torn's been off the track as well. He's carrying damage. Look at the state of his prototype car as well. The 313 of Team Sonoris was hoping for a safety car any minute now, but he has been off the track. Luengo is still ploughing away, as I'm hearing. This is a bigger part of the narrative here. Torn hit Steve. That's why both those cars are so heavily damaged. The Team Sonoris prototype car had contact with Steve Martin in the SM racing car, I should say. A huge moment for prototype traffic there. Big moments for Torn, who is now carrying damage.
Notes for another prototype, the 400. While we were seeing all that carnage, there was a message that appeared at the bottom of the screen that the 400 had a drive-through penalty, a second drive-through penalty, for causing an avoidable incident. So you can see them in the pit lane at the moment. I don't know if that was a very, very long drive-through, because that was there for a long time, or if they've made a stop and they're going to have to come in again to serve that drive-through. But it's something to you have to have a look at and find out.
37 minutes remaining on the clock, and we have got plenty of penalties coming the way of several drivers in the grid. Do not look away. This race is far from done. Carlos Matiotis, 20 seconds to the good, is the Yes Motorsports driver. Again, Darius Vazinskas not in that car at the moment.
Might be a very, very late splash and dash, if anything.
Yeah, they
Kieran,
haven't done their final stop yet.
Yeah.
I think it would be a massive shock if he didn't get in the car. Unless he's really not feeling confident. I think there was a change, wasn't there, to his hardware. He switched to a wheel, and he wasn't massively confident at the time. But for the championship, you would hope he would get in and give it a go.
Oh, there you go. Darius Vazinskas has been in the server for a good while now, so hopefully he gets his chance to drive the car.
I expect you'll see Lara come in this lap as well.
Let's see what happens. We wait with bated breath. Will Darius Vazinskas take over from Matiotis? The current answer is no at the moment there. It's
Surely
still
not.
Matiotis. Luengo goes through to take the lead of this race. We're in the final 35 minutes of the race. Matiotis is still in the car as it sits right now. which means Darius
Lara
Vazinskas is happy to let this go, and he's gone. Darius Vazinskas is elected not to join the car. That is, Matiotis is still behind the wheel of this car, which means Darius Vazinskas is leaving his Drivers' Championship wide open here for Lara, who might not win the Team's Championship, but might win the Drivers' Championship. The Saturn Esports driver still all to play for them.
Well, the thing to note, so there is a 9-point gap between Lara and Darius, and a 13-point gap between Matiotis and Darius. So we see where they finish, obviously, but yeah, we'll have to see how the points play out there.
Can't do some quick maths on the drop round by any chance. I know the viewers will probably want to know who is in the pound seat for that. Apologies, Adam, to ask you to do maths this evening, but they're 25 past 10 at night here.
Got a DNP, so that's that one done easily. So points are as they stand. It's Lara that we need to look at, and Lara has two 12-point races to be one of those. So 67 points versus Carol's 75.
So it's still all to play for right now. Gabriel Lara could still win the Drivers' Championship as Luengo stamps on the brakes into the pits. I don't know if he got that stopped in time. The rear was stepping out ahead of him. He is okay. We're hearing from the director as well. Cookie Monster not in any trouble at the moment there. He is able to pull into the pits now for his final pit stop of this race. Luengo here now is in the pit. Matiotis will take over the lead of the race. And where will Gabriel Lara elect to pit? Oh, sorry, has pit, apologies. Let's see. Lara can take it to Luengo.
I just want to note on the Team Championship, both those cars, the 72 and the 5, both have a 12 race. So that should be pretty level. And also, third place also has a 12-point race as well. So they're all going to be what they are, the gaps-wise, just minus 12 points from each points position. So there's nothing to worry about with the teams at the moment. That is, as we've been saying the whole race, it's just the drivers that's going to be a bit spicy.
Let's see what happens.
Exits pit lane, guys. Sorry to interrupt there, Kieran. Just making sure he has, he's loads of space to rejoin into, so that's perfect. And he will still be ahead of Lara.
Yeah, Luengo rejoins in P2. The race has come to them in the closing stages. 33 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock as it runs down right now. But Carlos Matiotis still leads this race with the fastest lap to their name. Luengo is in second place with a 20-second deficit to try and make up. I can't see it myself in the time that we have remaining. But watch this space. All it takes is one poor part of traffic, one incident, one mistake, and this race can be blown wide open. There, Roni Krompush is right close to the back of Lara as well, flashes his way away from the Radiance Racing team there. That's Lara up ahead of him, less than a second here.
Will be in this lap though, sorry.
The fun has been spoiled. Roni is due a pit stop, unfortunately. No, it's no problem at all. We've got to have someone keeping an eye on the pit strategy. Roni Krompush heading into the pits this lap, more than likely, which means Gabriel Lara is free to run and try and make amends and try and get this championship also. Although he runs a little bit wide there, Roni Krompush electing for a tight line through the double left-hander, through the right-hander, onto the left and onto the bank turn goes the race green Autosports car, crossed up on exit. Looking to get some fresh tyres now, and into the pits he goes, right on cue. Adam, great watching there.
Sorry for ruining the fun, but yeah.
Strategy says no. And here he comes into the...
Sorry, that is to note, all of these drivers at the front now have all done their stop. The next person who needs to do a stop is Toby McDykel in 5th in that 73 car. So he's got about probably 50 minutes that he can carry on for if he wants to.
Hope Valenzies is at a moment here as well. He has spun off, and Cam Torn has been in contact as well.
Oh, no.
Big damage here for Cam Torn as well. So Cam Torn has had 2 incidents in a few moments' time there. He had an incident with Steve Martin early on in the race, and he's had an incident with Valenzies as well. He has a little bit more camber damage, but it's not too bad. He can still manage it towards the race. It's his front left tyre that's got that camber damage. Cam Torn, his race has come completely unstuck in the final stages of this race. 2 incidents in about 10 laps.
I think so. He probably would have been overtaken by the number 9 that was behind him, but that number 9 is due for another pit stop, so he doesn't have to worry about that, but it's still not ideal, is it?
Certainly not. Adam, no. Oh, the tires are down again for Ortiz. Oh,
he's missed it as well.
Hits the wall.
That is a very unhappy looking Porsche, more like a Volkswagen Beetle, more so at the end of it. The way that front is all compressed in, unfortunately. Ortiz back in the pit lane again. Unfortunately, he has seen a lot of that particular piece of tarmac this race. Luengo carrying on his way into P2.
Oh, it's Levy.
Here we go.
Levy.
McDykel's off in the gravel. That could be a safety car. Is this? Here we go. Is this
keeping it going? But
this is what Torn needs. Torn needs this safety car, but McDykel's digging and digging and digging, and he's out. He's out. No safety car. No VSC.
Oh, he's hit the wall. Oh no.
That's okay. That's okay. Oncoming cars though.
Oh.
Yeah, he's all right.
Will that have done any damage to the car, or is it just gonna be cosmetic?
I think he'll be okay with that, just cosmetic at the moment. But spare a moment for Cam Torn, who saw the safety car appear for just a moment, but it's gone. And the strategy that he was looking to play out nearly came up trumps there, but now it is gone away from Cam Torn. He needs another safety car any minute now to try and make this work. Weaving left and right between a couple of cars there, and Lara is up the inside of the Renesis Motorsports car and right on the tail of Cam Torn, and Cam Torn moves well out of the way, but he's blocking the Renesis car there. A little bit clumsy, but well managed in terms of the traffic. But with that safety car now disappearing, Cam Torn's race is run.
Well, Torn, of course, has done his stop. Looks like he is due one, so we don't need to know what the gap is there and how long the pit is going to be. It's shown as, what, a minute? So he's probably going to come up behind, I'd imagine. Oh, 30 seconds, sorry. That's just updated to 2. So that could potentially put him back up to 5th because of McDykel's gravel trap incident.
Very much so indeed. I'm just looking here. Gabba is up ahead of Alexis Loudons again. That's all happened within all the narratives that we've been watching here. Gabba has retaken the lead of the GT3 category. Unsure when that happened in the race, but he is up ahead of Loudons. I think it's all to do with the pit stops. Has Loudons, on screen right now, Madigan drive through penalty for causing avoidable contact. That's the first of probably 2 that he's probably due in just a moment's time, unfortunately, for Madigan there. We are on lap 92 of the race, and that is on lap 61 to give you an idea of how many incidents our stewards are currently trying to manage in the booth.
Sorry Adam, I just need to say, for Stephen Martin's sake, he was worried that Madigan would be too far ahead, but after he's come out of pit lane to serve as pit stop, now he has the penalty, so it will be much closer between the Australian and the Englishman. So this will definitely be one to watch in GT3 for P4. It's all up for grabs between 3 drivers.
Now, they were doing about, what, 1 hour 15, weren't they, roughly?
Yeah, about that.
So, how long we got left? 27 minutes. I'll do some maths to see if it was due to come in again.
And Valero is on the exit here, stamping on the loud pedal and exiting. The Radiance Racing driver looking to start his final stint here in the number 6 Radiance Racing Audi R8, trying to get those tyres back up to temperature. He is all on his lonesome at the moment, but is pushing on towards the final stages of this race, has Valero. The Radiance Racing team have been in plenty of incidents this evening, got plenty of TV coverage for these very vibrant liveried machines, as there comes the Gum Garage number 3 car of Madigan here, now looking to, I think, exit the pits here, having served the first penalty that he has been given at the moment. I still believe he might be getting another one for a completely separate incident, but again, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. The first penalty for Madigan and the contacts he had with the first of the prototype cars, including Lara, which put a pain to his race. Luengo sweeping round the outside of the Lambda Motorsports McLaren is pushing on, taking a very respectable P2 as it stands at the moment.
The only one who's a bit touch and go is number 22 of Vauclair, but everyone else, I believe, could go to the end of that GT3
Ortiz again, just out before the Parabolica. He's stuck, waiting for a chance to re-emerge. So I was again watching Villarreal's status as he was losing a bit of time to Steve Martin, but thankfully that yellow flag wasn't any worse than that, because that is a blind crest. You could just go up the slight incline, so you wouldn't have seen the car parked there for a very long amount of time. So thankfully he was parked appropriately, well away from the line, the racing line, and he can rejoin safely. So the battle for P4 in GT3, it's going to build up very, very nicely in this final 25 minutes. But yeah, definitely everything has threats wherever you look, so just got to be very careful.
Props to the director there for the smoothest of transitions from that incident to Gabrielle Lara right on cue. A quick 180 pan straight into Gabrielle Lara. We loved that there. Great work from the director. Gabrielle Lara pushing on in P3, but has Cam Torn all over the back of him. However, this is not for position. Cam Torn is a lap down, getting right up to the rear diffuser of Gabrielle Lara. And Diaz is out of fuel on the pit exit. And it's a safety car. This is it. This is it.
We're going to recover a car from the inside of oval turn.
Well, that's going to help with Deichel. He was due a stop.
McDykel and Torn are right in it right now. This is huge for them. Their strategies. This is right come in, right place, right moment here for Torn.
Lane is open, entry is open, you're allowed, yeah, but maybe it should be closed.
Well, George did 48 minutes, and this is so he will have to come in now on emergency, otherwise he will run out.
George, Weze, Marquez, Lahey, and McDykel are all into the pits. Cam Torn will surely follow suit, as will Matiotis, Luengo, Lara, and Krompush. Everyone will have to pit now. It's going to get really busy down there.
Well, they don't have to pit. It depends on the... they've only just come out. They've only been out for about 10 minutes.
No, but they should. They need to get Pez.
Cam wants the fuel save. He's not going to take the pit stop. He wants to gain position and then fuel save with a safety car here, gentlemen. So this is his late gamble.
I wouldn't come in. You don't need the tyres, really.
Yeah, I suppose,
they're pretty new.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's happy to stay out.
This is huge. Cam Torn is going to rocket up the order at the moment. He is stuck behind this GT3 car. Can't push as fast as he would like. And we have a car there. Diaz being recovered by the course car. They have to be very careful here as it's happening right on the pit entry here. This is really tight stuff here. You have to wonder if this was potentially not the right call here. But Diaz is being recovered and being kept well to the left-hand side here, away from the pit entry exit marker. It's going to be interesting to see how exactly they do recover Diaz at this stage. It's a long way to go for him to get back to the pit stop.
Well, that would have been terrifying for the drivers coming in, because they're not expecting a car stop there. There might have been a white flag being shown, but still, you come round there at your race speed and you suddenly see a car. You're like, whoa, what is happening?
They're going to have to push him all the way around the track. This is going to take a very, very long time indeed. Yeah, he's going to...
Oh, was that not the pit entry?
No, that's the pit exit.
Oh.
This is a long old stop here. They're going to have to push Diaz. I think they might be able to get him through some of the service roads in the middle of the track here. You can see they're trying to cut as much of this track as humanly possible here. If they could go left of that gap there, but no. Diaz carries on. This is huge for the championship. Georges in the pits. Valenzi's in the pits as well. They can take another left here and cut through the service park here for Diaz. This is a really big moment. Diaz doesn't cut left again. They are going to have to push him all the way around the track. This is eating into the time of our leaders at the front, but it's paying pure dividends here for Torn here.
Well, something to note on that is that he was out 56 minutes and has run out of fuel. Jose has been out for 59 minutes and still running, and I swear they were running to 1 hour 15 earlier. I guess that was also the first stint, wasn't it, with the safety car period? So it's going to be probably about an hour, but it seems to come a little bit shorter than you'd expect. So maybe he's just using a bit more fuel than his teammates are, and it's throwing him off or something. But you wouldn't have expected it to run out at the point it has.
You wouldn't indeed. Everyone, tell your friends, wake up your family, get everyone on it right now, because we have a 20-minute shootout here for the final part of the Live for Speed Endurance Series, round number 6, 3 hours of Kyoto. It all comes down to this. Probably going to be about, 15 minutes, 10 minutes left on the clock, and it is going to be an all-out sprint here for the finale of the 2026 season. I want to see that view count go up, because we need more people to witness this. Matiotis leads the way with the fastest lap of the race, warms his tyres up left and right, but he's going to be there for some time. GT3 machinery now starting to overtake and find their position. They're going to have to catch up to the back of the Crocodile here at the rear of this, but Luengo here could be in for a shout here for a win. Is Luengo?
Yeah, it is very, very close. We've lost several minutes now, 21 to go, plus the final lap, of course. So this stoppage will definitely require a lot of maintenance for the race control just to make sure everyone who needs a wave around will get one.
So if I can note, sorry,
yes, go ahead, Adam.
The top 5 in the field are the ones that have not pitted under this safety car period. Countdown has done 4 stops, but one of those stops was 11 minutes ago. So he's done more stops than the guys ahead of him, but also is on almost one of the longest tyres of those people as well, despite doing that extra stop. So this has really unlocked something for him. He's on about the same tyre life as those guys ahead of him, even though he's done the extra stop. So yeah, I mean, fuel's obviously going to be a factor, and we'll see how much they've got. But yeah, this has massively helped him out, like you were saying earlier, Kieran. He was praying for this one, wasn't he?
He really was indeed. This is the strategy. This was the long game, and he's banked on it, and it's all come up his colours here. He's pulled the hand from when he needed it. Has Cam torn in P5. He could be on for a podium here, maybe a little bit more if everything continues to fall his way. Spare a moment for Kellis Matiotis, who was cruising towards a championship win in the Yes Motorsports car, but now has to have a swarm of cars behind him, including Luengo, the most aggressive of the prototype drivers, in P2, and Lara, who is looking to capitalize on a drivers' championship this evening. Got GT3 cars tucked into the left-hand side of the race, and Ronnie Kronpusch bringing up the rear of the prototype cars as it stands at the moment. But Kellis Matiotis in the Yes Motorsports car currently sitting in the pound seat, P1 for the Yes Motorsports team.
Well, this will validate their decision as well to not put Darius in the car. I'm assuming they did that because he wasn't feeling overly confident with that equipment switch. And if they've got to now do a sprint race safety car restart, it's currently about 60 minutes on the clock, and we've still got another lap in the safety car, so it'll be less than 15 minutes when they go again. That validates that decision for them to keep Gareth in the car there in that 72. Also, Roni is the highest. He's done less, probably about 4 or 5 minutes less than the guys ahead of him on tyre wise, and is in 4th place. Which on our last safety car restart, 4th place is the one that got the jump on 3rd and made a run. Obviously, he got a penalty for that because they overtook before the restart, but that's a good position to be starting on newer tyres.
GT3s are in position and ready to overtake all the cars here. They have fallen into a little bit of a clumsy moment there for Valenzies there in the Prototype 2 car. He is a little bit stuck, and that's Georges just behind him as well. They are slightly out of position. Unsure what the stewards are going to do about that, trying to get them back on the tail of the Prototype cars to minimize any activity. But this means we have plenty of narratives in the final 15 minutes of the 2026 LFS ES Series. This evening, it all comes down to this. That's Valenzies and Georges stuck in the middle of the GT3 category. They need to try and make a move here and get back up. Yep, there they go. Past all of the GT3 cars, getting back on the tail of the prototype cars. We are really getting ready to get set to go racing in what has become an endurance sprint race this evening at Kyoto.
So Valenzies actually gains positions there because he was genuinely behind Gabor and Loudon's on track. So he does actually leave that 14th position, I think it is, and he's now up to 12th or 11th place, I should say. So he was stuck behind those two GT3s on pace, but now he has that boost to his chances. Car number 96 has been given permission to make overtakes. That will be
Kronpusch, isn't it?
Kronpusch, of course. Yes, so Roni can overtake until he reaches Gabriel Lara. So that will be a head-to-head fight for the podium in prototypes.
The light's still on, so we've got another lap to go. So that's going to put us at, what, 10 minutes? Just over 10 minutes?
10 minutes sprint
16,
here at Kyoto.
16 minutes, so yeah, minus another 2 would be about 14 minutes to go.
On my NDR tracker, it says 13 minutes, but I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know what the correct one is.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Oh, crash! Oh,
no, don't do that!
No, don't do that. Oh, that's going to reset everything again. That is ludicrous.
What are we thinking?
All the hard work from race control. Oh, and that's Paulos wide as well, but that'd be okay. Didn't lose any positions. So the GT3s had to come to an immediate stop there to avoid contact. So the re-juggling has been messed up, so that will have to be redone. But it has to be done under pure instruction. You can't just do it yourself. He is overtaking. He's not allowed to do this. He's not been granted the consent. It was reset again. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, so car 400 has been told follow car number 2 and then pass the rest of GT3s once Loudon's is behind 51. So, yeah, they have to reset that.
It's just panic.
As Loudon's was harmed by having to come to a slow stop. So, yeah, 2 by 2 at the moment, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
my
word. He's not been told. He's not been told. It's not sorted. Now he has been told. Yeah, see, Valero's in the way, so he can't do it. Yeah, Valero's in the way. Valero has to get out of the way. So, Valero
this is difficult to watch at the moment. You're literally watching a driver panic on screen. He's had a spin under the yellow flag.
Wow!
And look, he's done it again.
He's done it again. 2 laps in a row.
Can we just put him in the pits? This is a little bit silly now. Right, yeah, go into the pits. No, okay, just don't listen to me then in that case. It's just very... we're laughing and we're joking at the moment in the pit box. This is incredibly frustrating by Marquez here. This is just really not the right thing to do right now.
Stop. Oh, okay, now, I suppose, the 51 and the 2 are together again. So, yeah, now he's in the correct position. But this is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's true, Car 400 is now allowed through the remaining cars, and he is slotting behind Alexis George. So finally, we're back to a reasonable order again.
I know we shouldn't pass judgment, but that reversing in the middle of a safety car pack, it's not you didn't know they were there. You're in a safety car. There's a whole field. It's an interesting decision. It's not one that I don't think anyone else would make.
And again, it's a 74.
As a teammate.
Yeah. Lahai has gone wide. This is a shocking set of circumstances for
Are we going to get going again?
Safety car in the slap, Adam. Yeah, there's your answer.
All I can say is that PMP Racing are going to need another rebrand by the end of it, because this is not going to be the best way to be remembered at the moment.
That's tough. Tough to watch. But let's go in this lap. So we are going to have a 9-minute sprint, roughly.
Yeah, it'd be about 10 minutes. Yeah, tire warming has to cease into the final sector. You're not allowed tire warm anymore, so we can actually have a single file restart. Please stop tire warming, everybody. That's not allowed.
I fancy Luengo here, but I'm sensing a penalty might be coming for Lara. They're still doing... No, Luengo, stop right.
No. Oh, he's lagging.
Oh, my goodness.
I was about to say Torn for me, but yeah, that's... I think the through and through of Torn is going to come through.
Here we go. Safety car line is coming. Carlos has the right of way. Here he goes.
And Luengo goes with him as well. Not too much of a gap between the two of them, but Lara is right on the tail of Luengo here. We are now up and underway. Let's see what happens here.
Green flag.
Green flag and go here for the final moments of the 2026 season. 12 minutes on the clock as we can see, and Lara is putting Luengo under pressure here. He's up the inside and through goes Lara here, down into the bank turn. Luengo will now sit in the draft here at the lower part of this track. Gabba is also under pressure from Loudons here. This is for the race win here. With the GT3 cars, Gabba is defending for all he's worth, but Loudons wants another win to sign off his 2026 championship here. Lara sits in P2, got the move done on Luengo on the start. Valenzies picks up the rear as well.
Oh, a whole group of people there. Managed to keep it all sorted, but that was various different speeds on the braking zone there.
Yeah, oh, and Stephen Martin, he was just briefly visible, but a chance for Jose to overtake him in the Baguette team car, but not to be. Martin blocks the inside line. So now there we go. There's Jose for Baguette Racing, and there is another chance that Audi is looking rapid here. The sweepers are single file, so you won't be overtaking here by any stretch in equal machinery. Martin has clipped the grass. That's going to be Jose around the outside, and Slavy McDykel versus Cam Ton. That'll carry on. So Jose is ahead. Jose through. Oh, Madigan, bit loose there in the gum garage, but he's held it. But yeah, Cam Ton, we're going to focus on his battle with Slavy again. back onto the start finish.
Calm down a little bit there between McDykel and Cam Torn here, but McDykel is on the run of his life. George here is in a right battle here between Weze at the front of this field and one of the Marc Marquez here. There's 3 wide here on the bank turn here. Here we go. It's Weze versus Marquez versus George. George takes the position here. 2 positions gained for him, but now Weze is sitting in the draft and is going to sweep around the outside, put the block on Marquez as much as he can. That's very wobbly through there. Lahey picking up the rear as well here. Let's pick up and see where we're at. Marquez looking to go around the outside. Can't make it work. That's Weze's exit there. And Marquez is coming through. Lunges it up the inside. That's really brave stuff there. And on the exit there, through goes Marquez.
PTSD, this is the corner where they came to blows. Baptiste will now hold his station. He breaks at the right time. But Lahey, he's also in position to attack. So this is a big moment in the race.
Lahey's up the inside in the chicane here. You can't make it work, and he has done. First contact, and Lahey's gone. He's gone.
I think Lahey just put his nose in. It was a fair fight, but then he just should have backed off. I think it was too difficult to pull it off.
Lahey turned across.
I agree.
Turned himself basically.
More of a racing incident there, I think. No doubt we'll have to refer to the stewards again on that one. It's all action aplenty in the final 10 minutes of our 2026 season. It's McDykel versus Torn here on your screen. This is the battle for P5 at the moment. Lahey getting it all kinds of wrong there through the exit and finding himself on the wrong end of a battle with Weze, pointing in the wrong direction. He's trying to rejoin as we speak, but on your screen right now we ride on board with a 73 Master Race car with McDykel here trying to make inroads into Cam Torn, the last of our non-pitters at the top 5 here. McDykel has the run through the bank section here. Here we go. We pivot in, multiple degree angle here on the left-hand side through the fast left-hander. Torn looking rather unsteady. McDykel pulls to the outside. Torn pushes and squeezes him as much as he can. Tries to hang it round the outside as McDykel. Torn runs in deep. McDykel gets the switchback, has the overlap, contact into the braking zone, but Torn holds off the position for the moment. McDykel has the fresher tyres, the fresher car. Can he make the move? He goes round the outside, switches to the inside. There's another lunge. Lock up of the brakes there from Torn. Big cut up and over. Goes Torn. Up and over. And the rejoin and contact with Marquez as well. But could have been so much worse. Cam Torn, his race goes from bad to worse to awful. P7 is Team Sonoris.
The medical team will be panicking at the fact that he's rolled it and carried on, but he's pretty happy to carry on, isn't he? That was utterly insane. I was preparing a whole thing about how McDykel's on 10 minutes fresher tyres and he's pitted on the safety car so he can choose how much fuel he will in. It doesn't matter anymore.
He's absolutely biffed him off there, hasn't he? He's just had enough of him. He just toppled him over. But to be honest, with the last driving standards of the last 20 minutes, it's not the worst I've seen, to be quite frank, as well. But yet we'll have to have the other stewards take a look at that. Lahey picking up the rear here. It's all gone to pot here. Chaos has ensued here in the final 10 minutes of the final round of the 2026 season. But at the front, cool, calm, collected, is Careless Matiotis for Yes Motorsports. P1 here. It's a very serious race happening right now. Big championship implications between second place Lara and first place Matiotis. However, that gap has grown to 2.6 seconds. Just under a second behind is Luengo. As up the inside goes Marquez here on George, but not able to make it work. He's trying to unlap himself. Is Marquez here? He has the outside position, but George is not going to take this line down. Marquez sweeps around the outside. Can he hold it off? No. George shows him politely where the exit is, but Marquez looking for the up and under. Block pass from George locks that position down at the moment.
Be easily tolerated by George. He has a possibility of making up some positions, slightly unlikely, of course, with just one competitor in reality, but you never know. If someone does retire late on, he could profit from that point on. But now Stephen Martin, his race unraveled after that contact with Ton, and he's lost time now to Madigan as well, so that's his opportunity, maybe with the prototype trying to lap the GT3s. That could be his way back into the top 5 in class, so he's got to work very hard for it.
It's a scrap here, and Steve Martin has a great run through that chicane there. Let's see what happens on the exit.
Missed the apex and lost the speed off the corner. Oh, but the Audi's run
Canton, sorry, Canton is pitting. This is splash and dash. He does have 2 laps advantage over Baptiste, so it's not going to get any worse than this for Cam, provided, of course, he makes the start-finish line once the checkered flag is out. Then you'll be okay. But yeah, the gamble has failed.
And then I remembered why he was on his roof. I don't think this is going to be for fuel. He should have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Oh, the penalty. Sorry. Yeah, excuse me.
Yes. There we go.
An avoidable incident. There we go.
Right, and that
might be the
that was way
Magnus.
before the safety car as well. Okay, well that explains that. I was also just checking in on the point situation. I think Lara entered this race 8 points behind Mothiotis, and Mothiotis was 13 points behind Darius, who is not participating, so he won't score points. So assuming that's with that I'm doing my maths correctly with the drop round. So yeah, Lara basically has to beat Mothiotis. And what's the points difference? Is it 7 points for first and second?
Yeah,
so
yeah. 25 to 18.
Maybe.
Lara would have to win, and the 72 would have to come third for Lara to take the Drivers' Championship, if I'm correct.
Let's see what happens with that. We have on your screen right now Gabba, who has grown a quite sizable advantage over Alexis Loudons in second place. Gabba is cruising towards a GT3 victory in the first time of asking this season. Is Gabba, the Yes Motorsports driver, has put on an absolute clinic this evening and has taken the fight to arguably the class of the GT3 field, Alexis Loudons, this evening, providing nothing happens to him in the final 4 minutes. Touching the wood of my desk right now, things are going the right way for him, but Alexis Loudons is looking at the rear of one of the PMP Motorsport cars as well. Can't quite work out who that is. I believe that's Lahey at the moment behind him, and Sinner here as well is running in P3 right now on merit here, and given the pace of the drivers up ahead of him, he's going to be really happy with the result this evening for Team Sonoris. Third place right now as it stands for the McLaren here for Sinner.
We're getting closer and closer to the end of this evening's action, and therefore the season 2025-26 will be brought to its end. And Madigan versus Martin, this will be an interesting to watch. Lap 100 completed there by Martin. Madigan, though, more cautious through the chicane, and that will benefit him on exit as Martin was a bit loose into that left-hand kink. But now he's going to try and break that bit later and catch up to the Aussie. Leader Motojusis has lapped Paulos again. Needed a little bit of extra leeway, but he's got through. Gabriel Lara. Oh, if anything, that Porsche is going to give him a bit of a headache there. Ortiz keeping as close as he possibly could. Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone wide. He's missed the apex. And he will thankfully have lots of tarmac runoff to help him rejoin.
That was a scary moment there.
The apex there.
He was nearly in downtown Kyoto by the end of that, was Ortiz, but thank goodness.
Lara's distracted by Paulos, and that's costing him more time. Luang goes through, and Kronbusch as well. The podium swings, and now Paulos has blocked Kronbusch.
He hit the back of the McLaren there of Paulos of the Lambda Motorsports car. Contact in the closing stages between Lara there. Kronbusch getting all sideways with that fast sweeping right-hander and loses the chance at a podium position. It's gone begging. Gabriel Lara back to P3 and Luengo is up to P2.
I got P2. No.
He's found cookies at the bottom of the jar that he thought was empty. Luengo is going to be chuffed to bits with this. What a race he has had. Brilliant stuff for him as well. 1 minute 30 seconds to go with just over 5 seconds the gap between Motoyotis and Luengo. We're in the closing stages of this race, and Gabriel Lara's championship has fallen to pieces in the last hour or so. Your heart goes out to him, but with a minute remaining, anything could happen.
Well, we've seen a few times Lara's had this race in their hands and sort of just spilled it. So I don't think they can be too disappointed with the championship result. That was a good bit of driving from Progress, but hasn't quite made it through.
It's not over yet. Here comes Ronnie Krompush, sweep round the outside. He's putting all the pressure on Lara that he can. The up and over here for Ronnie Krompush. No, not able to make it work at the moment. Gabriel Lara still hangs on to P3 as it stands right now, but he's under huge pressure from the race green Autosports driver. 3 hours of racing. It comes down to just 1.5 tenths of a second, but to the outside goes Ronnie Krompush, sweeping round the outside. What a move from Ronnie Krompush.
He's so good on the change of direction as well, isn't he? Just properly pointed that thing on that last part of the sweepers.
I see your downforce. I have 2 more downforce. Great work from Ronnie Krompush.
That was incredible. Really properly good bit of driving there.
Carlos would probably be tempted to lift off just to say, yeah, I crossed the line on 0. And I'll add 1 more lap.
No, he's carried on.
It is 1 more lap. We're still going. Leader on final lap, yeah. So it would have been a final lap anyway, but it's just on 0. It hit the timer. Ronnie now ahead of Steve Martin. So Lara has lost a ton of time. That's a big swing. No, that should be fixed. Yeah, the race is still going here. There's no checkered flag yet.
Still 1 more lap to go. Kellis Matiotis is pushing like it's the first lap there. He is pushing as much as he can. We still have the final lap of the race running. Please disregard the graphic at the top of the screen. Kellis Matiotis is still fighting for the start of this race here. He is at the lead with 5 seconds of gap to Luengo in second place and Ronnie Krompush in third. Let's see what happens here. Kellis Matiotis and the Yes Motorsports team are cruising not just towards a team's championship, but a driver's championship as well for the number 72 Yes Motorsports driver. It's been an absolute clinic by them, but in second place is Luengo, who's going to pick up a great result. And in the dying moments with arguably the overtake of the race, it is certainly one of the contenders, was Race Green Autosports Ronnie Krompush and Gabriel Lara. It's all fallen away from him in P4, but through the final corner comes the Yes Motorsports driver of Kellis Matiotis.
Is there a problem?
No, I think he just doesn't want to get involved in that anymore.
I think. So congratulations to Carlos Matiotis and Yes Motorsports. They are the champions without any doubt. So what a fantastic performance.
About here.
Oh my God, this is Daytona style. Wow. Oh, goodness gracious.
Steve Martin crossing the line to finish his 3 hours of Kyoto as well. One of the cars as well crossing the line. And then we've got Georges there, I think, crossing as well. And then Baptiste Dueze just behind him. Gabber still running around in P11 overall, but leading the way in the GT3 machinery. Let's see what happens here as he comes through to start the final section here. Gabber is going to take victory in the GT3 class this evening at Kyoto.
Yeah, well, let's of course credit the podium finishers in both classes here. Once it's all locked in, of course. Matthias Luengo, P2. He made the opportunity count where it mattered with his three-stop strategy. Ronnie Krompush as well, knocking Gabriel Lara off the podium. So well done to those guys. And a class win for Gabor Gior, who's made the step down to GT3s. He's done it. But we're waiting for Alexis Loudons to be crossed.
A couple of those 2 cars had other drivers entered, but they haven't driven. So Gabor had Legutskat in there.
Yes,
and Loudons, as you can see, they had shine, and neither of those drivers got in.
There we go. Alexis Loudons has crossed the line P2 in the GT3 class and 13th overall. So he is well and surely the champion. It was already pretty much a guarantee before the race began. So he's confirmed that he's the champion alongside Renesis. So congratulations to them. And then the 3rd place for Highwatt Sinner, who we thought was doomed, but he got a slice of luck. Yeah, 2 laps off. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Adam. He was 2 laps down compared to his class rivals, but he got the opportunity he required as Steve Martin was involved in the shunt, and he also had Villarreal and Madigan covered. So there we go. There's our 3 hours, 4 minutes and 24 seconds of action on the the provisional results, I should say. So it does include the formation lap, of course. So Carlos Montejusis is the winner, 6 seconds clear of Matthias Luengo. Roni Krompusch as well, getting the late lunge on Lara, so he finishes P3. Lara there, 15 seconds off the win, is 4th. Slavy McDykel a lap down in 5th ahead of Alexis George, who was the best. Those two were actually the best 4 stoppers, as Cam Ton's particular approach did not help him out at all. Baptiste Tueze hangs on to P8 there, good drive for him. Enzo Marquez 9th, and then a top 10 for Lahai. Valenzies is 11th, 7 laps down, but he was just ahead of the GT3 class winner Gabor Gior. Alexis Loudons is 2nd in class, ahead of Hiwat Sinner. Then we've Villarreal, Madigan, Jose, Martin, Valero, and Vauclair. They are the first 9 in GT3 who managed to finish the race. Onto our second page, we've Paulos, Diaz, and Ortiz. They all crossed the line with their vehicles. They're many laps down, unfortunately, though. Retirements for Fornieles, Rodriguez, Marin, and Gonzalez. They retired a good while ago, so it's a shame that the attrition rate wasn't quite perfect, but yeah, it's definitely a slog. But it's a shame those drivers have failed to finish. But unfortunately, for those drivers, yeah, we won't get to see how they felt. But the interview section is open for anybody who wants to have a chat. But here we go. Everybody is now lined up on the podium sort of formation. So there we go. All our 6 drivers who completed the podiums, they've all got their photo opportunities for the post-race articles, etc. So Adam, I'll start with you. What did you think of tonight's racing?
It's hard to put into words what an incredible finale that was. Of course, some of the things we saw you don't want to see, but it adds to the spice of the fact that it was the final round and everyone wanted to put a good showing. And I think, that the fact that at no point in this race do we know who was going to win, I think is a true testament to the championship and how exciting that was.
And Kieran, what would you summarise that race in your estimation?
We just had those moments where everything just settled down, and then right at the moment we thought it was just going to go a bit calmer, it just went absolutely crazy. Championship well won by the Yes Motorsports driver. But yes, while we didn't have those, we had those moments of madness from some of the drivers. We had moments of brilliance as well, and plenty of fantastic overtakes over the last 3 hours.
Absolutely, thank you very much. And now the interview room is starting to build up, so appropriately we've got Carlos to come in for a chat. So let's have an interview with the 2 gentlemen in Yes Motorsports. We've Carlos Montejusis, who took the solo duties to win the race, and we've also got Darius Versinskas as well. So welcome on in, guys. How does it feel to officially win the LFS ES Championship?
Feels great. It was tiring though, going in this heat.
Oh, must still be baking. I've been blessed with some rain today, so I'm happiest of everybody. But yeah, so Carlos, let's talk about the early stint, because there was the contact with Gabriel Lara. It was just off our cameras. But what happened between you guys that caused a bit of an incident at the hairpin?
I was trying to stay as close as possible to him on that last corner complex, and I'm not sure. Maybe I thought the splitter is not so far ahead. Maybe it's LD3, but yeah, there was a minor contact which sent Lara's rear flying, which made him spin and then me. And the funny thing is, I stalled and my wheel was 180 degrees turned, and I was struggling to find the starter button.
Oh gosh.
I was swearing a bit at him at that point, but yeah.
Yeah, well, Darius, I suppose from your point of view, you were probably watching every single lap to help Carlos along the way. So I suppose you don't get your championship points today, but what was your opinion of the race, watching your teammate perform as well as he did today? So how did you feel?
Good work from him overall. Initially he made he was his own worst enemy initially, because that accident cost him like 15 seconds at the end. Then at the first pit stop he made a blunder and changed the tires, and that offset the entire strategy for him. that cost us another like 20 seconds. So yeah, it was fun. At that point, as I'm still adjusting the wheel, I'm like 1 second off a pace. I was like, if you're fighting a 10th of for PT or lower, I'm jumping in. If not, you're going to the line, taking the championship. So he made it, so good job at the end from him. Car held well, and he managed to restart really good.
Well, I've got a couple of a question on that. Is that the obviously that's a pretty good result for Yes Motorsports as a whole, winning both classes in this race. Was there any discussion with you guys and Gabber of whether you should run in the prototype 2 and try and do some defensive driving or take points away from anyone, or was that just his decision to run as it was?
So they were planning to drive with Vitautas together, but Vitautas got sick. Initially, Vitautas asked him to drive GT3s because Vitautas prefers that car class. And so at the end, Gabber drove not the class he wanted to drive because Vitautas got sick. So.
That's a shame. And then my other question is only a spicy one for Kieran. I'm hoping he's going to ask. My other question is that when that Sid talking about at the end, we saw quite a few people jump in. Obviously, you didn't need to come in, but did you consider doing it for the tyre strategy at all?
At the end, you're talking?
Yeah.
Oh no! That would have been the worst. I would have lost so many positions, and I would have gotten fresh tires. Because when the safety car came out, I was about to hit the heat peak. So I not completely, but I mostly skipped the heat peak. Well, I did my best to wear out the tires as much as I could during the safety car, on top of having the tire temps up. But yeah, didn't even occur.
Indeed, because number 5 behind us got a lot better tires than us, but he was on cold tires initially, so it took him a couple of laps to warm up, and then he started to fly basically because he did fastest lap for his car. But then stuff happened to him, so battle did not happen because we expected to potentially battle at the end with him.
Yeah, Gabriel was fast behind me. In the first 2 or 3 laps, I ran away, got up to say 2.6 seconds lead. But that's because I had good tires. Then after 2 or 3 laps, my tires started getting quite hot, while at the same time Gabriel got his tires up to temperature. So that was quite a scary moment because at some point he was gaining like half a second on me. But I guess he got overzealous and started making mistakes.
Well, gentlemen, we have to take a moment just to go back to it, if you don't mind. The start of the race, there was contact between you guys, you and Lara, at the really early stages of the race. Just put me in the cockpit for that moment. What were you thinking when that contact had happened, and what were you focused on at that point?
So my camera view, not sure if I was in PIP mode, but if you seen, I'm driving from the top of the car. So I thought I comfortably know where my nose is, and I was trying to keep as close as possible to Gabriel, and I got too close.
Okay, for our Yes Motorsport guys, unfortunately we'll have to leave it at that, but thank you very much for your very open answers to our questions, and of course hearty congratulations on becoming the new champion. So yeah, enjoy that one, and chat again soon.
Thank you. See ya.
Very welcome. Now let's welcome in Cam Ton, who had a phenomenal first stint for Team Sonoris. I suppose Cam, when you saw what happened in front of you with the collision, did you think this race is falling in my hands?
To be honest with you, yeah. After I saw Lara and forgive me if I get this wrong, but yes, Sobus, spin round, I believe it was, I thought, wow, there's no way that this has just happened. And then, yeah, I just had clean air in front, and yeah, everything seemed to be going my way. But then the pitch strategy, which I thought might have been a bit daring, just turned the race upside down for me.
I'm really sorry, I've got to ask, what was the thought process there?
So my initial calculation was that if it was a clean race, it should be around about 120 laps. But then we had a couple of safety cars, which, threw that up in the air. But my thought process is that I didn't want to be starting on new tyres towards the end with the way LFS works. I wanted to be on thinner tyres towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose we note that the second safety car, there was all kinds of incidents and just crazy moments happening. So were you pretty much free from all that? Because I know we were paying very close attention to what was going on as the GT3s needed to be moved into their own individual queues. So did you see anything, or were there any things you had to stop for instantly?
Well, unfortunately, after the restart, myself and McDykel were in quite a good battle. But then, I don't know if you caught it on stream, I actually got flipped.
Yes, we did catch that.
Yeah. And I think we were in a slight disagreement, but I think I might have defended too late, and it was just a simple racing incident in the heat of the moment. I was surprised
to see it on the replay.
Yeah, I was surprised about the drive-through though. From my perspective, again in the heat of the moment, behind Martin, I thought the door was open, which then completely, ruined his race. So I can only apologise for that. But this is my first multi-class with LMP2 and GT3, and I've just not been used to the speed difference. Because I think you first saw me on the GT24X that Sonoris hosted.
Yeah.
And then I haven't really been anywhere else apart from participating in the Cesav Liga and the Radix Cup, because I've had other personal commitments on. But yeah, still very new to this.
Was there a reason you picked the prototype over the GT3 you were used to?
I want to try something new, to be honest with you. Myself and Fornieles had a really good battle in the GT24X, and he was very good in the Mustang, and my favourite was the Audi, which Gabor and Lagukas was very, very fast in today. So, I mean, I wouldn't have given them a run for the money, but I wanted to have the battle with Fornieles, to be honest with you.
Kieran, do you have any questions? I'm going to go with no on that one. Cool, thank you. Anything else, Eoin?
No, I suppose that's all for us, Cam. We really appreciate your time, and hope to see you again very soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks all. Cheers.
And we've also got Sonoris representation from Highwatt Sinner. So a great drive for you today, Highwatt. Got onto the podium. So what was your experience in the GT3 category like?
Thank you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's great to be here. Well, I mean, it was a tough race. I think it was quite good in the first two stints. But then, I mean, I think at some point, I was just trying to be consistent, focused, and I think at some point I was around 12 seconds behind Gabor. I'm not sure what happened to him because they had, I mean, quite a larger advantage, a gap from my car. But then, at some point I saw basically my car taking off. I mean, I saw myself in the sky, and it seemed that I think was car 74 just, I mean, crashed me behind. I mean, it was really, I mean, I flipped over several times, and I was quite lucky to survive. But then, I had to pit, and then when pitting, I got the drive-through, so I lost tons of time. And tough race. Sometimes it was a little bit difficult with the blue flags. There were some, I mean, fights between the blue flags. Some difficulties, but overall was a great race. I'm quite happy to be third. Yeah.
I suppose there was the one incident you went off at the hairpin, and you just got a penalty as well. So that must have been a huge double whammy for you. But you came back very strongly. So, what was your feelings just after you came out after your penalty?
I mean, yeah, I was a little bit frustrated because I was doing really well, and it was really unexpected to have, that crash from behind. Really, it came from, out of the blue. Really, it was not expected. But I tried to compose myself and just, be focused and continue. I saw that Steve Martin, he basically passed me, and he was probably, I was ahead of him before the crash around 30 seconds. But then after the crash, after the pitting twice, he overtook me, and he was ahead of around 30 seconds. But then I saw that he had some probably a crash or some problem, and then I gained back the third position. But it was a little bit frustrating, but I'm quite happy that I could maintain the focus and continue the race.
So looking at the points that you've achieved over the season since you joined, it's a steady progression. Each race getting more and more points. Were you using this as a sort of a learning platform for other championships in the GT3, or are you planning on staying in this championship for the long term, do you think?
I'm relatively new to GT3s. I was mainly driving single-seater cars. Mainly joining Fox Friday, Fragmaster Fox Friday, and MRC FBM Saturdays. But then, we organized as you know, the GT24X, and then I basically start to be interested in GT3 cars, and I really like the driving that these cars needs, and with the time I'm improving myself, and I see I'm quite happy about my progression, my improvement in driving, and for sure I think that I will join more and more GT based leagues because I really like this kind of machinery.
Did you have much experience with the New Dimension Racing sanctioning previously before this as well, or
not? Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Did you have much experience with NDR before this championship, or is this one of the first ones you've raced with NDR?
No, I think that this championship is the first. This season is the first. This is my first experience. Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully, see you at some more NDR events in the future.
It's quite. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think we're all out of questions there, Hiwap, but once again, your time is very much appreciated. We'd love to hear from the GT3 perspective as well, and you've brought that to our broadcast tonight. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
If I may,
go ahead.
Have a good job with the blue flags.
No, thanks.
Very gracious to say. I know that was so tough for everybody to obey the blue flags around this circuit, but at least we can reflect on what went well and what maybe has to be improved for next time. So very, very kind of you to say there. So let's wrap things up. New Dimension Racing are the first to get thanks, the thankless tasks that they have to perform behind the scenes as well as on the stream, with the fact that they need to call the flags and other incidents. Just to say thank you so much to everybody from New Dimension Racing for their contributions, and of course LFS France. They've worked extremely hard throughout the year to bring 6 quality events to our shores this season. Of course, we streamed 5 of them, I believe. We didn't get to watch Rockingham back in October, but otherwise we covered everything, especially the 4 hours of West Hill, which was the charity event. So that was brilliant to have. And that leaves us to thank the Sim broadcast team helping us along for the last 4 hours or so. So from myself, Eoin Harmon, Peter Butcher and Chris McElroy in broadcast liaison, Kieran Redman and Adam Sears in commentary beside myself, Eoin Harmon. And without further ado, it's time to say au revoir. So hope to see you again for more Live for Speed action here on SBTV. So thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.
Thank you, everybody.